I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I've never got anyone's help.
Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I need to change this picture. I forgot to put the thumbnail that has debris found. So I'm going to read an article. Of course, I'm going to read an article. And it states that debris was found around the Titanic. However, by the remote control vehicle that was searching for it. However, they have not been able to determine if it is the submersible or not. But they did find debris around the Titanic. And gonna go ahead and show you what it says, but hold on one second, let me chat for a moment because I need to see if I can change this thumbnail. I don't know, change it in YouTube Studio. Maybe some people will come in. I'm going to read the article as soon. Let me try to fix this real quick, you guys. It won't take long. Oh, yeah. Let me see right here. How are you guys doing? Are you guys doing good? Hello? How are you doing? I'll just be 1 second, you guys. I'm sorry. I want to put that thumbnail. I forgot to put it because I was trying to make the live. Hey, Lily. So I'm going to read an article that I just found that was updated like an hour or so ago. The remote operated vehicle, ROV, I think that's what it stands for, have found debris around the Titanic. But they aren't able to confirm if it is the submersible or not. So I'm going to read the article. And I'm here, you guys. I'm sorry. I am trying to change this thumbnail real quick. It'll just take me a second. See if anybody else comes in. I hope everyone is doing well. I know we're all on pins and needles. I'm worried about this submersible and what's going to happen with it. I am pretty sure that the time has run out on the air. However, they did say that the people on board know survival. They know they know how to conserve the air. They know, and also the knocking wasn't confirmed to be knocking from this submersible. It could have been anything under the water that making noise. I know they said that it's every 30 minutes or whatever. I don't know if that was ever, confirmed. That's just what's going around on YouTube. I don't know. Oh yay, I think I got it. Whoop whoop, you guys. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Hi, Grammy Rita. All right, here we go. Missing Titanic sub search continues as officials fear oxygen is running out. And this is from today. 12:10 Eastern would be 11:10 here, so it's just updated. Oh, this is at midnight. Hold on. Princess Penelope wants up. Come on. Okay, stop growling at me. I'm live. So it says, U.S. Coast Guard says debris field has been discovered within the Titanic submersible search area. The U.S. Coast Guard says a debris field was discovered by a remotely operated vehicle near the Titanic submersible search area, and authorities are evaluating the information, officials tweeted Thursday. It is unclear if this debris field is connected to the missing submersible. The U.S. Coast Guard also has announced a press briefing at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then this is the tweet from the United States Coast Guard Northeast. And it's just stating a debris field was discovered within the search area by an ROV near the Titanic. Experts within the Unified Command are evaluating the information. And then, come on. All right. And then it says that there could be the time remaining to rescue the passengers could be longer than what most people think. OceanGate co-founder says time remaining to rescue passengers is longer than what people think. So maybe they're, let's see. When life support supplies are now believed to be running low, a co-founder of the company that operates the missing Titanic submersible says he believes the crew's expertise will extend the window available for rescue. Guillermo Sondland made the comments in a statement to CNN. He specified her was speaking on behalf of himself and not the company. He specified he was speaking on behalf. It's he, not her. I didn't understand it. Okay, he specified he was speaking on behalf of himself and not the company, OceanGate. He said OceanGate CEO and co-founder Stockton Rush, who was aboard the sub, and the rest of the crew would have realized days ago that the best thing they can do to ensure their rescue is to extend the limits of those supplies by relaxing as much as possible. Based on the crew members' expertise, the window available for rescue is longer than what most people think, he said. Thursday will be a critical day in this search and rescue mission. He added, I continue to hold out hope for my friend and the rest of the crew. I would encourage anyone to remain hopeful for getting the crew back safely. Time is of the essence. The amount of oxygen on the missing submersible, which has 5 people on board, is becoming a vital issue, experts have told CNN. The Titan sub, which begins each trip to explore the wreckage of the Titanic with an estimated 96 hours of life support, has been missing since Sunday morning, setting up Thursday morning as a key target for finding the vessel and those on board. The 21-foot submersible with its rudimentary controls and no room for passengers to stretch out would also have limited rations of food and water, according to officials. A fellow adventurer and retired Navy captain interviewed by CNN have also said the crew would know to conserve oxygen by resting and remaining as calm as possible. These people are saying this, but you guys, like a recovery. They're saying this, but these people haven't been trapped in a submersible at the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean? They know to be calm. But when you're actually in that situation, how long does it take you to realize you need to stay calm? And in my opinion, any normal person's first reaction would be to, definitely not be calm, is, to be frantic. And then, once maybe things calm down, and then you can actually, um, you know, um, think of a solution in your head, put the heads together, come up with something. However, I did hear that guy, David Progue, that was on the Titan last year. He did say that there's 18 boats on the top of that submarine, and only 17 are bolted down. There is one bolt that is not bolted down, and Mr. Stockton Rush says because it isn't necessary. Because it isn't necessary to have the 18th bolt. Are you kidding me? Exactly, Lily. I mean, I'm sure that at times they were able to remain calm, to try to think of, solutions, to try to think of, I don't know, you guys, they said that the bottom is mud. So if you want to know what I think, honestly, I kept thinking that it imploded. When it lost contact, an hour and 45 minutes, it imploded. Something to do with the pressure or something, I'm not sure, but I believe that's what happened. And then now they have this debris field. So I'm definitely going to be looking for updates all day to find out if they know what the debris field is. So let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, was being calm, knowing to be calm in this situation. Oh, also, medical team arrives on the scene of the Titanic submersible rescue effort, Canadian officials say. A Canadian Navy ship carrying a medical team specializing in dive medicine and a hyperbaric recompression chamber that can hold as many as 6 people has arrived on scene in the Titanic submersible rescue effort, according to an official from the Joint Rescue Coordination Center, Halifax, of the Canadian Armed Forces. The medical team and the hyperbaric chamber traveled on the HMCS Glace Bay, which arrived on scene just after 9 a.m. local time Thursday morning, said LT Commander Lynn Hickey, Senior Public Affairs Officer, said in a statement. JRCC Halifax continues to assist MRCC Maritime Rescue Coordination Center, Boston, in support of submarine search efforts, Hickey said. Additionally, 3 Canadian Coast Guard ships, John Cabot, Anne Harvey, and Terry Fox, are on scene and can provide equipment and personnel if needed. Whoever's typing these articles, I done found 2 typos. Or one was her instead of he, and this one is provided instead of provide. Teenager trapped on missing sub is university student in Glasgow. Pakistani teenager Sulman Dawood, who is among 5 people trapped in the missing Titan submersible, is a student at the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow, Scotland. The university confirmed to CNN on Thursday that Sulman is a Strathclyde Business School student and has just completed his first year. We are deeply concerned about Sulman, his father, and the others involved in this incident. Our thoughts are with their families and loved ones, and we continue to hope for a positive outcome, a spokesperson for the University of Strathclyde said. Search teams are racing to find the sub before oxygen runs out, and this was an hour and 50 minutes ago. Here's what you need to know. You guys, those planes are flying so low to the water, like, I don't know how they would be able to see anything, because to me, them propellers would surely blow the water around. I don't know, maybe they know what they're doing. The search for the missing Titan submersible is now in a critical stage as rescue teams race to locate the vessel before oxygen supplies run out. The submersible begins each trip with 96 hours of life support and has been missing since Sunday, setting up Thursday morning as a key target for finding the vessel and those on board. Officials fear the craft's oxygen supply could run out this morning. Let me make sure I'm still here, you guys. Hi, everyone. Medical personnel and search vessels with extra capabilities headed to the scene on Thursday with time running out. If you're just reading in now, here's the latest news this morning. New capabilities in search. New high-tech vessels and medical personnel are moving to the search site as rescue efforts reach a pivotal moment. A Coast Guard official has said that includes a Magellan ROV, a uniquely equipped vessel whose use was pushed for by the Explorers Club group early on in the search. Search vehicle reaches seafloor. A remote-operated vehicle has reached the seafloor and has begun searching for the missing Titanic submersible early Thursday morning, according to the U.S. Coast Guard. It added that the French vessel L'Attente is preparing their ROV to enter the water. Concern over low-tech features. A former OceanGate subcontractor who worked on the development of the Titan submersible said while the game controller to operate the vessel may seem low-tech, it was actually by design. OceanGate tried to use as many off-the-shelf items as possible to cut down on research and development as well as cost, Doug Vernon told CNN Wednesday. How the sub went missing. The vessel operated by OceanGate Expeditions began its 2-hour descent to the wreck of the Titanic on Sunday morning. It lost contact with the Polar Prince, the support ship that transported the craft to the location in the North Atlantic, 1 hour and 45 minutes into its descent, officials said. Search operations began later that day. It's not clear what happened to the submersible, why it lost contact, and how close it was to the Titanic when it went missing. What we know about the noises. Banging noises were identified by Canadian aircraft on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Remotely operated vehicle equipment was relocated to where the noises were detected, according to Captain Jamie Frederick, the response coordinator for the 1st Coast Guard District. But searches in the area yielded negative results, he said. Data from the plane that identified the noises was sent to the U.S. Navy, but has so far been inconclusive, Frederick said, adding that the Coast Guard does not know what the sounds were. What it could be like on board. Officials believe the 5 people on board have limited rations of food and water. You guys, I was thinking about this. It has got to be horrifying to know that you have no water left to drink and you're surrounded by nothing but water. Could you imagine how that would feel? I don't know. Retired Navy Captain Davy Marquette, a former submarine captain, told CNN the near-freezing water at the depth is probably making the situation very uncomfortable. There's frost on the inside of the ports of the submarine. They're all huddled together trying to conserve their body heat. They're running low on oxygen, and they're exhaling carbon dioxide, he said. I know that they have, spinners, I think they call them, that actually takes the carbon dioxide and this is not happening now. This I guess when it's running, that it turns the carbon dioxide that you exhale back into oxygen. So I've never heard of that process before. And this was 3 hours ago. A British Navy submariner and equipment from a UK firm will help the search for the missing Titan submersible, a Downing Street spokesperson said Thursday. I wonder how they're going to be able to I wonder how they're going to be able to pick up a piece of that debris or any part of the debris that they found around the Titanic to test it and see if it could be made out of the same material as the Titan was made of, or if any part you can actually tell that it comes from the Titan. I'm not really sure. I don't know what you guys think about the situation. I hope you comment and tell me about the situation. Um, at the request of United States Coast Guard, the UK has a, oh, you guys remember, who was it? What country was it, you guys, that was out there ready to help search, but the United States Coast Guard and the federal government had not approved them yet to help search. Do you guys remember that? I talked about that yesterday. Now they're getting everybody. Why you couldn't approve them yesterday? That makes no sense to me, and it really makes me so angry. We have 5 people at the possibly at the bottom of the ocean, possibly in pieces in the ocean. We need all the help they can get to help find this thing, to help find these people. This is insane. Me too, Lily. Maybe they'll say it. Let's see. Lieutenant Commander Richard Cantheria has significant knowledge of submarine warfare and dive operations, and so he will obviously be bringing that experience to the search and rescue team, the spokesperson added. You should have just went in and worried about... I know, exactly. Because, they still had air yesterday. You know what I mean? If they possibly would have allowed you never know what could have happened. But then we can't say what could have been because it's in the past, and what we need to focus on is in the future and the present, of course. But, everybody you just question it. It's just a natural occurrence. The officer was on exchange with the U.S. Navy and has been seconded to the search and rescue team, according to PA. A British C-17 aircraft will transport specialist commercial equipment provided by deep-sea mapping company Magellan to St. John's to assist with the search and rescue effort, PA also reported. A spokesperson for Britain's Royal Air Force told CNN on Thursday, following a request overnight from the lead organization, RAF Air Transport assets are assisting with the movement of additional commercial equipment. Along with the C-17, an A-400 aircraft is transporting specialist loaders and crew, the Air Force said. Both aircraft departed RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland for Canada early on Thursday. The missing submarine is carrying 5 people. Why are they calling it a submarine? That's 2 different things. A submarine is not a submersible. We went through this yesterday on my live. Submarine is powered. A submersible is not. Like powered, a submersible relies on the mothership. Oh my goodness, whatever. A submarine doesn't. It can go in and out, do whatever it wants to do. It doesn't rely on a mothership on top of the ocean. The missing submarine is carrying 5 people, a British adventurer, a French diver, a Pakistani father and son, and the founder of Ocean Gate Expeditions, the company that operated the tour to the Titanic wreckage. A massive search operation is underway in an area twice the size of Connecticut for the submersible that went missing Sunday, as officials fear the craft's oxygen supply could run out this morning. Passengers on the missing sub would know to take it easy to save oxygen, friend of 2 on board says. The friend of the 2 on board, in my opinion, would be the billionaire and the guy that owns the company, the CEO of the company. A friend of two passengers on board the missing submersible has said he still has hope the vessel will be found. I know that the adventurers on board are experienced, very experienced, said Per Wimmer, an adventurer who was previously signed up for 2 canceled trips on the Titan. I also heard that another person was supposed to also be on there. Tell me how they're going to fit 6 people. I have no clue. However, their trip was canceled. I don't know. I haven't seen that. That's just what I heard, probably somewhere's on a live or in chat. Because people just take things and twist it. That's why I like to read it straight from the black and white so that I'm not giving misinformation. Wimmer is an acquaintance of Hamish Harding and Stockton Rush. Bam! I think I just said that. 2 of the 5 people on the missing vessel. He said Harding, a British businessman and trained jet pilot, and Rush, the CEO and founder of the company leading the voyage, are both very experienced adventurers who would know to conserve oxygen. Here we go again. You're not down there. You know they are experienced and you know they know how to do it, but you don't know what it's like to be down there stuck in this little minivan with 5 people just sitting there stuck. You don't know how you would be in that situation when the time comes. They would no doubt know what it means to slow down, take it easy, and use as little oxygen as possible, and therefore extend the potential timeline as much as possible. Rimmer said that the presence of OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush on board the vessel was helpful, as he knows the ins and outs of how the submersible works. Officials fear the sub's oxygen supply would run out on Thursday, meaning the search is in a critical phase. Now, you guys remember all of this, all this talking about the vessel getting to the bottom of the ocean, searching for the vessel possibly being caught in the Titanic. As previously, I released a video earlier of the guy that was on the submersible last year and got stuck on the propellers, but finally got out and was able to get up. Also, that trip last year, they went down so far and had a problem. They had to come back up, fix it, and then go back down. Got stuck in the propeller, but was able to get out and go back up. I released a video from Cinema Shogun of the guy telling about his trip and what happened, how they got stuck in the propeller. If you want to watch that, it's very interesting. But I really think, how ironic is it that this ROV is at the bottom of the sea and doesn't find anything, but they find debris around the Titanic? That doesn't sound too good. I mean, a massive search operation is underway to find a submersible with 5 people on board that went missing on a trip to view the wreckage of the Titanic. The Titanic wreckage sits at the bottom of the ocean, nearly 13,000 feet below the surface, southeast of Newfoundland, Canada. I was going to say Connecticut. I've said it so many times. Here's a look at a map of the area. Search underway for missing Titanic submersible. A submersible with 5 people on board went missing during an expedition to the wreckage of the Titanic. Let's see if I can make it bigger. No, I can't make it bigger. Can you guys see that? I was going to try to make it bigger. I don't know how to make it bigger on this thing. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I'm just going to try and make it bigger for you guys. Goodness gracious, somebody is so... Oh, what did I do? Yeah, I already know. Oh, let me X this out. All right, let me try to find this map. Here we go. It's really big. Can you guys see that? Okay, I'm going to just leave the map up here for a minute so that everybody can see the map for a minute. So, New York, Boston, Toronto, St. John's toward the portion location. So they wrote the polar prints all the way from St. John's all the way to where the Titanic wreckage is. That's a very long ride. And you guys see the ridge? How like it dips down to almost by the Titanic wreckage. I guess that's where like the ocean drops more, because it looks like it'll be a shelf right around here, around the United States and Canada. All right, let me see if I can put it back to 100. Okay, we good now. So we have medical personnel there for when they find them. The submersible. See, this is the thing. It's designed to come back up after 24 hours. So they're either stuck at the bottom in the Titanic or just stuck at the bottom of the ocean some type of way where it's not able to lift up. Or, you guys, it's so sad to think about it, but I'm going to say it again. In my opinion, it imploded on the way down. An hour and 45 minutes into the descent. And that's why it's just debris around the Titanic, because it didn't reach the 2 hours down to the bottom. That's just what I think. And it's a sad situation, and I hope I'm wrong. But it's just, you know, what I've come up with. Just going by what I'm reading, you guys, because if I, like somebody was saying this morning at like 2 o'clock in the morning, when Dolly Vision was live, that they found it. Are you serious? They had a rumor going around early this morning that they found it. And people were going in chats. I think a troll started it, actually. And then people were going in chat saying, oh, they found it. Well, somebody went into Dolly Visions and said they found it. So Christy has to see it in black and white. So I go searching. No, the thing wasn't found. That's sickening to actually try to make people believe that this was found, knowing that everyone is on pins and needles waiting for this thing to be found. And that's just disrespectful to the people down there, in my opinion. We need a miracle, Titanic exploration experts say. These are just pictures. Team searching for the missing submersible needs a miracle to find it before oxygen supplies run out, a leading deep sea explorer told CNN. If you think they're alive and they will be found, let me know in the comments and in chat. And if you think that they are deceased, let me know in the chat and in comments. And if you think they'll never be found, let me know in the comments and in chat, please. I like to have conversations with you guys. I just need you guys to talk to me. That's all. The good news there is that miracles can happen, the senior advisor for strategic initiatives at RMS Titanic Incorporated. We have to not think about the clock all the time and just go as fast as possible, Gallo told CNN this morning. It's tough because the oceans are pitch black. You can only use sound to image effectively, and you've got to be pretty much on top of the object to actually see it, he said. Gallo is a colleague of French diver Paul-Henri Nargeolet, one of the passengers on the sub. He said that Nargeolet, an experienced explorer, would ensure that the banging noises picked up by search teams cannot be interpreted as anything but human, if indeed the noises did come from inside the vessel. Thursday morning was identified as a critical period for the search operation, with oxygen supplies on board the sub understood to be rapidly dwindling. Amen. Future research at the Titanic wreck is unlikely after the Titan went missing, experts say. Thank you, Jesus. Don't go back down there, you guys. This is serious. Oh, look at that. Jellyfish is so pretty. The ocean depths are so elusive that only 20% of the seafloor has been mapped. Wow. The submersible vehicle currently lost at sea is part of a relatively new effort enabling tourists and other paying customers to explore the depths of the ocean, the vast majority of which has never been seen by the human eye. Though people have been exploring the ocean surface for tens of thousands of years, only about 20% of the seafloor has been mapped, according to 2022 figures from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Researchers often say that traveling to space is easier than plunging to the bottom of the ocean. While 12 astronauts have spent a collective total of 300 hours on the lunar surface, only 3 people have spent around 3 hours exploring Challenger Deep, the deepest known part of the Earth's seabed. We have better maps of the Moon and Mars than we do of our own planet, said Dr. Gene Feldman, an oceanographer emeritus at NASA who spent more than 30 years at the space agency. There's a reason deep sea exploration by humans has to be limited. Traveling to the ocean's depth means entering a realm with enormous levels of pressure the farther you descend, a high-risk endeavor. The environment is dark with almost no visibility. The cold temperatures are extreme. Many of the factors that can make the vessel so difficult to locate and recover are also the reasons our comprehensive exploration of the ocean floor remains elusive. Aquatic search is pretty tricky, as the ocean floor is a lot more rugged than on land, said Dr. Jamie Pringle, a reader in forensic geoscience at England's Keele University. Oh, I'm going to have to find the article, but the billionaire's wife is related to a couple that died on the Titanic holding hands in the bed. I'm going to have to find that article. Let me see. Billionaire's wife. Here we go. All right, I found it. Yeah, found it. All right, let's see. Yeah, Lily, look. Here we go. Wife of Titan pilot and, oh, it's not the billionaire. It's the OceanGate CEO. Wait, hold on. Yes, it's the CEO. Wife of Titan pilot and OceanGate CEO is great-great-granddaughter of Macy's founder and his spouse, made famous in James Cameron's smash movie as the elderly couple embracing on bed as Titan went down. Wendy Rush is the wife of Stockton Rush, the founder and CEO of OceanGate, who was on board the missing Titanic tourist Submersible. Rush's great-great-grandfather, Isidore Strauss, co-owned Macy's with his brother Nathan. Strauss and his wife, Ida, died on board the Titanic. In James Cameron's 1997 film, Strauss and his wife are depicted lying on their bed in their first-class cabin as the water rises around them. The wife of the CEO of the missing Titanic tourist submarine is descended from a wealthy New York couple who drowned on the Titanic in 1912. Wendy Rush is married to Stockton Rush, one of the 5 men trapped in Titan after it vanished on Sunday during a trip to visit the historic wreckage. Her great-great-grandparents, Isidore and Ida Strauss, died in the historic disaster with, I don't even know if I'm spelling this right, I'm pretty sure it's a man, Isidore being co-founder of the Macy's department store. They were also immortalized in James Cameron's 1997 movie Titanic, where they are shown in an iconic scene, fictionally embracing on their bed as water rushed onto the ship. The revelation comes as crews continue to search a remote area of the Atlantic Ocean for the missing sub containing her husband, a French explorer, an English billionaire, a Pakistani billionaire, and his son. So this is the wife that's related to a couple that was on the Titanic. And these are my great-grandparents. Look, guys. This is Ida and Isidore. Aww. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness, you guys. Aww. This is so heartbreaking. You can see the water on side the bed. Aw, man, you guys. I can't play the video because it's from the movie. Wendy Rush, born Wendy Hollings Wheel, married engineer and entrepreneur Stockton Rush in 1986. She is descended from Isidore and Ida Strauss's daughter Minnie, who married Dr. Richard Weil in 1905. Their son, Richard Jr., later served as president of Macy's New York, and his son, Dr. Richard III, is Wendy Rush's father. Isidore and Ida were 2 of the wealthiest people on board the Titanic when it sank to the bottom of the ocean during its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, to New York City after striking an iceberg. The couple had in real life visited their native Germany and were traveling back to the United States on the Titanic with Ida's recently appointed maid, Ellen Bird, and Isidore's manservant. Manservant? Isn't that kind of like a butler? Never heard it called a manservant. Maybe that's what they was called way back then. The couple typically only journeyed on German vessels, but were taken in by the allure of a trip on the brand new Titanic and the luxury offered on board. This decision would lead to a tragic end to their love story, but not before the couple displayed one final act of compassion. As the Titanic began to sink, Isidore and Ida were offered seats on a lifeboat, her as a woman and him as a well-known former congressman and co-owner of Macy's department store, giving them priority over other passengers. So they got the children and the women off first, and then the men ranking from the richest down, or who got lifeboats and were quote-unquote rescued from the Titanic. But Isidore refused, saying he would not go until all the women and children had gone, and Ida then refused to go without her husband of 40 years. This moment, witnessed by other passengers, was also depicted in a deleted scene from Cameron's Titanic. The memorial to Isidore and Ida Strauss at Broadway and West End Avenue. Can you guys see it good? That's really pretty. A New York Times article showing Mayor Mitchell speaking at the dedication of at a Strauss Park on 106th Street and West End Avenue in memory of Isidore Strauss and his wife, who lost their lives on the Titanic Sunday, April 25th, 1915. Ida gave her mink coat to her maid, Ellen Bird, to keep her warm as she sailed away on the lifeboat. According to eyewitness accounts, the pair were seen embracing on the deck of the ocean liner as it went down. According to an archived copy of the New York Times published on May 13, 1912, a memorial for the couple was held in New York City's Carnegie Hall. The memorial was impressive and reverential, the newspaper wrote at the time, reporting that the venue was too small to contain all the mourners who wanted to attend, resulting in the crowd spilling out onto the streets outside. A number of notable figures at the time were in attendance, including the then city mayor William J. Gaynor and industrialist Andrew Carnegie. Today, a memorial statue to the couple sits at the intersection of Broadway and Weston Avenue at West 106th Street in Manhattan. It depicts a young woman lying on her side on what appears to be a divan, one leg draped over the side. The couple's great-grandson, Paul A. Kurzman, spoke about his ancestors in 2017. Sorry that's up there, guys. When he didn't follow, she was very concerned, and the ship's officer in charge of lowering that particular lifeboat said, "Well, Mr. Strauss, you're an elderly man, and we all know who you are. Of course you can enter the lifeboat with your wife." And my great-grandfather said, "No, until I see that every woman and child on board this ship is in a lifeboat, I will not enter into a lifeboat myself," he said. Isidore's body was found at sea roughly 2 weeks after the disaster, archive shows. Ida's body has never been recovered. A locket was recovered from Isidore's body, which Kurzman says contained 2 photographs. One of the photographs was of the eldest son, Jesse, and the other was of their eldest daughter, and that, of course, was Sarah, my grandmother. Wendy Rush has visited the Titanic wreckage 3 times with her husband's company in the last 2 years and works as OceanGate's communications director. Stockton Rush, 61, founded OceanGate in 2009. The Seattle-born, Princeton-educated aeronautical engineer worked on fighter jets and initially hoped to go to Mars before switching his attention to the sea. Maybe you should have went to Mars, buddy. Let's see. This is a 1 minute and 38-second video. Okay. Here it goes. That's as loud as it goes.
I'm not optimistic just because I know the logistics of it, and I know really, again, how vast the ocean is and how very tiny this craft is. So the idea of kind of, if it's down at the bottom, and I don't know how anyone's going to be able to access it, much less bring it back up.
Now, if it's near the Titanic, it would be easier to find. But the problem, of course, is you can't do a ship-to-ship transfer. You know, the pressure is absolutely intense. It's nearly 2 miles down. It's pitch black. So I also am very, very worried about the souls who are on board.
You guys, I'm going to play the video that I made from Cinema Shogun. Maybe if this pauses. Okay, whatever, I'm just going to close it. Just bring it over and it won't pause for me. I guess you guys could watch it over while I pull this up, but I closed it out. Let's see. I'm gonna play the video for you guys in case you haven't seen it. You know what? So I must not be very entertaining because Justin for All, I noticed went live at the same time I did, and he probably has 1,000 people in there, 50,000 people, because I don't know any more people going live saying the debris was found, and I have one. Yay! Y'all need to pimp me out, pimp me out. Let me play this video. Hit that like button for me, please. Subscribe, hit the notification bell as I play this video for you guys. I try to be as entertaining as I can, but you know how that goes. But I guess I need to talk as slow as molasses and, but whatever, it is what it is. I'll, whatever. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
About September 2000, I was invited to become the first correspondent to report from the Titanic. I had a deathly fear of water, but being a correspondent, you don't say no to an invitation like that. So I went. We left Halifax, Canada, went on station above the Titanic, and dove in there 2.5 miles down to the bottom of the Titanic. And as your viewers may or may not know, when the Titanic sank, it broke into two pieces. The bow section went straight down. The stern did a somersault. And so it exposed, when it landed on the bottom, it exposed the propeller. So when we toured the bow, there was no problem. There was a moment of silence we had just for the sake of the victims there. It's all very somber, very haunting. And then as we traversed the debris field over towards where the stern section had landed, the first thing that caught my eye was the giant propeller. And when I say giant, it's huge compared to our sub. Our sub was like a little mosquito compared to the blades of the propeller. But I remarked to myself how shiny it was because it's got brass, and so it doesn't corrode the way the rest of the Titanic has. And as that happened, as I was just dazzled by this giant propeller, I noticed we were speeding up, and that seemed strange to me. I thought we should be slowing down. And we later found out that we got caught up in a very high speed underwater current. Those do exist down there. We got slammed right into the blades of the propeller, became trapped behind the blades of the propeller. And not only did we feel the collision, but also huge pieces of the Titanic started falling down on us, and we knew we were in trouble.
Wow. Trapped behind the propeller. How did you manage to get yourselves out?
Well, it's when you were down there, my first concern was panic. Would there be anybody, the pilot or my diving buddy, would they panic? Because we'd been told a story on board the ship before we dove of a man who was caught in a similar situation, and in his panic went to the escape hatch thinking he would go out that way. He wasn't thinking, obviously, and of course expedited his doom. The pressure's down there. If the water, even through a little crack, comes through, it'll cut you like a razor blade. So I, being a scientist, started thinking, okay, I'm a professional problem solver. We're stuck 2.5 miles below the surface of the water. How do we get out? And it took me the better part of a half hour or more as our pilot tried to jog us out, and he wasn't succeeding. I finally really hit a brick wall and realized, no, this is the end of it. And this voice in my head actually said to me, and I'll never forget the words, this is how it's going to end for you. And for me as a correspondent who'd been to the North Pole, the South Pole, I'd covered Persian Gulf War and other places where I was in harm's way, always managed to survive it. For me, that was a bitter pill to swallow. And I thought of my wife, I'd never see her again. So I don't like recalling that experience. I was fortunate enough by the grace of God and by the skill of our pilot, who was a former MiG pilot. This was a Russian sub. He was able to finally extricate us after the better part of an hour. But then even when we got out, it was a question of getting to the surface, and you corkscrew the surface. It takes about 2.5 hours more. So it's an experience that I'll never forget in my life. And my heart goes out to these people who are lost. I'm just so sick to my stomach to think of those poor people down there. I know what it's like.
Hey, Three Dot, thanks for coming in. Lily, I love you so much. You're just amazing. What time is it over there in Australia? So, you guys, I'm reading an article, and it says, passenger on missing Titanic submarine sent eerie text before expedition. See, this is what I'm talking about, media taking things out of proportion. This is the text message, okay? Tell me if this is eerie. This is the text message that he sent to his friend. Hey, we're headed out tomorrow. It looks good. The weather's been bad, so they've been waiting for this. Please tell me what's eerie about that text. Please. A weather window has just opened up and we are going to attempt a dive tomorrow, he posted on Instagram. We started streaming from St. John's. I'm reading it on my phone, you guys. I'm sorry. Do you want me to pull it up on the computer so you can read it too? I was just looking on my phone while the video was playing, and so I found this. I didn't pull it up on the computer. We started streaming from St. John's. Oh, we started steaming from St. John's yesterday and are planning to start dive operations around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Until then, we have a lot of preparations and briefings to do. According to Harding's Instagram post, Ocean Gate's underwater expedition included a team with a couple of legendary explorers who had conducted over 30 dives to the Titanic shipwreck since the 1980s. Harding concluded his post on social media stating, more expedition updates to follow if the weather holds. That doesn't mean anything eerie. It just means that if the weather doesn't hold up, they're not going out to dive. I still want to know what's so eerie about this. Captain Jamie Frederick from the 1st Coast Guard District Response Department recently provided an update explaining that the search for the missing submarine has not yielded any results. The Daily Caller reported that a former Titan passenger described the search as a race against time because there's only 96 hours of oxygen on board. And after that, if you haven't reached the surface, you starve of oxygen. Okay, so they said that there's 96 hours of oxygen for 5 people. So what do? They take like the whole amount of air and then like divide it by the amount of people that's in there to get the amount of air for the amount of people that's in there, because they have to take into account, all these people in there breathing. And don't forget, though, that when they exhale, the carbon dioxide is sucked into these, what do they call them? I forgot. Oh, my God, I just said it. And it turns the carbon dioxide into oxygen. So that's one thing. Yes, the best thing that comes out of this situation is that there will probably, most definitely, I read earlier in the article, no more trips to the Titanic. The people and the spirits on the Titanic, the bodies, the skeletons, the whole Titanic can now rest in peace and be a graveyard all the way at the bottom of the sea by itself. Hopefully in the future, nobody will get a hair up their butt and try to make one of these. They actually can't. They're not going to allow anybody to go down there. how will they actually stop people from going down there? I don't know. If the Coast Guard finds you traveling out there, they'll arrest you. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't at all. But you guys, I was going to go. Okay, listen, right? I'm just saying, and I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all share this video out because Ickenmail just went live with debris found discovered within the search area by an ROV near the Titanic missing submarine. And I bet you he's going to have 5,000 people in there. Exactly, Lily. That's what I'm saying. Dave, come on up. Let's talk, Dave. Come on up. I haven't spoke to you in a hot minute. Come on up with me. Let's talk about this. Yes, you guys. Oh my God. I'm always one of the first ones to report something and I never get credit ever. Dot, come help me up here.
What's up?
Hey.
Hi.
Echo. There's an echo.
You know.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, no more echo. Oh, there's an echo. Do you have YouTube open?
No. I mean, I'm experienced.
I already know.
Yeah, not me.
Hold on. Try
Okay.
talking.
Hello, hello, hello. Echo, 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 echo.
Lily, do you hear an echo? Lily, do you hear an echo? Okay, it's only when I have you unmuted. Drop and come back.
Me? Okay, I'll drop.
Right. I don't have anything open though. Yeah, I echo when I talk because it's him. Because when I mute him and talk, there's no echo. So we're gonna talk. I love 3 Dot Dave. Lily, you know 3 Dot Dave from Dolly Vision? But don't tell anybody. 3 Dot Dave supports Joneson and the Bee over there. Hey,
Oh,
busted.
dig, dig, dig.
You know I love you anyway. Okay, what's up? What you think about this? I think it imploded on the way down.
I am not super, you know, I'm not on exactly what's happening at the moment. I'm not not minute to minute by this. Just I've been hearing gists, you know, and dude, that is like a terrible way to pass on. When you think about, oh my God, so desperate. Just like it's like the most desperate death you could have to just knowing your time's going and being at the bottom of the ocean. Is anyone coming? And just like freaking dude, you just I don't know. I mean, I guess
They're suffering.
Huh?
But if it imploded,
suffering. Oh my God, suffering. Panic,
but
yes.
if it imploded, then that would have been the best way to die. If they're going to die there, imploding would be the best because it would be instant, and you're not suffering down at the bottom. You know, suffocating with no air, not having any water, being surrounded by water but can't drink any water, and no food. You know, so the best thing, if they're going to perish in the water, would be for them to implode, which I believe is what happened. And then now they find this debris. Now, I'm definitely not saying the debris is the submersible. Do not get me, don't cross my words. However, in my own opinion, I believe that it imploded and that the debris could possibly be from the submersible. In my opinion. It is not factual. So, in your opinion, what's it doing? What happened?
Well, I heard a little thing from Jim, and he said it looked kind of hokey, like it wasn't well made, and it wasn't really well planned out.
So let me hold on one second, and let me correct Jimmy on that. I know he was saying that the whole thing was made of stuff from department stores, but that's not correct.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I heard him say like it was it just seemed like it was kind of a bad design maybe, or just kind of slapped together, you know, which it makes sense. When someone like does something, their first attempt usually isn't like all expenses, you know, but they're charging high dollar amounts for these people to go down, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and I guess this one of the people on there is like this longtime researcher, which is so you know, it's mind-boggling to think that this guy or woman, I'm not sure who it is, but this
They're all
historian,
male.
and that would be the way they die. I mean, that's a trippy story.
That's what I said too. Like these people that are historians and respected research the Titanic for probably their whole lives, and
Right.
they never said. I can't say. Oh, okay. That's okay, Lily. What was I saying, Dave?
I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
Oh, it's okay. You were saying like the historians that they're
Yes, like
their whole lives.
they could, like, they never imagined, never dreamt of actually perishing next to the Titanic.
That's terrible, 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 terrible.
Yeah, it's just
Again,
hard.
I mean, it's the sitting there in the depths of the ocean, you know, and it is, dude, it's like a movie, you know. I mean, this is gonna be a movie for sure, guaranteed. So, I mean, I pray for those lives to be just, you know, I mean, dude, come on, man. I hope this turns out to be a good story and not what ugh, dude, I just can't imagine being in their position. It is the saddest, most despairing existence I could ever think of.
This is the third time that they've gone down there, and the first two they've come back up. However, last year, well, you saw the video I played. That guy, they got stuck in the propeller, but fortunately, they were able to get out and go back up. However, this one time something happened. But I mean, every time can't be successful, and people are talking about suing the company or whoever's still alive, over there, in control of the company. But you can't. They signed waivers explaining like 5 different ways you can die on this thing. And they signed waivers saying that they understand that they can die. And if they die, there's nothing anyone can do about it. So that, and no matter what happens with this thing or these people, no one can sue. And people need to stop saying that. You need to stop. Everybody wants to sue. Everybody is money hungry and greedy as fuck. And it's sad.
But I do. No matter, I mean, it reminds me of like what is it when like someone's been sexually harassed or something, they sign that what is that thing that they sign
Order of
where they,
protection?
I'm sorry?
An order of protection?
Well, no, it's gosh, when they sign they get like a payoff, where you can't talk about it.
Restitution.
NDA. Thank you, Lily. Yeah, an NDA. This reminds me, you can sign your life away, right? But there is an expectation that you're not going to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do agree that a lawsuit is, when you go to like Great America or Disneyland or something like that, I don't know if they have like a little waiver in your ticket, but if you die on their ride, I tell you what, you're gonna get sued, and,
yes.
and people are gonna get money. You know what I mean? Apparently, their design, their construction of the submersible, and they should have had a cord on this thing some kind of cable. I don't care if it's 10 miles long. There should have been like this not some kind of like contraption that goes, oh, there's something awry. We're gonna do like balloons that pop up and bring you back up. They should have had like a solid, no holds barred, save your ass contingency plan, and they didn't. So I mean, just putting that out there.
I read yesterday an article on my live last night that said he was rushing to be able to get to the Titanic. So this was probably a rush build. And the guy that played the video of, David Prog, said that there's 18 bolts on the top of that, on the cover of it. And only 17 gets bolted because he said the 18th bolt isn't necessary. Why is the damn hole there? They legit said that. And this dude knows because he rode in it last year. That's crazy. But I mean, as the lower you get, the pressure increases. And then once you get to the bottom, if you get to the bottom, the temperature inside the submersible is around 36 degrees. There's also condensation or on the walls of it that could possibly freeze and become ice or possibly drip on them. And it's 36 degrees. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that could happen to these guys. And even though they're experienced and they know what to do, when you're in that situation and you don't know what's going on the outside, you can't very well say, oh, well, they know how to do this. They'll be good because they know how to do this. But you don't know what's going on inside. There might be something going on that they can't fix, or they don't know how to do it. Or, it could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the space shuttle. They have all of these designs in it so that you can change your plan when things go bad, I think that maybe that this submersible had like a one-time, like, this is your savior. You have like a red button, go bang, you lift a little thing and you can hit that button and it'll like pop all these balloons that'll bring you back up. But you're not going for the contingency that it could possibly get hooked up on something and that the air balloons won't actually bring you up.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's like. It's designed to, after 24 hours, just go up. So something has happened to it to where it's stuck or it imploded to where it's not able to go up after 24 hours. So therefore, it's one of those. It's either gone or
they're dropping on a wreckage, right? I mean, they're dropping on or near. I mean, they were trying to get as close as possible to the wreckage, right? In order to view it and have opinions and whatever, That has a lot of metal and things that could, it's dilapidated. I mean, it could easily get hooked up on something. And I think that's probably what happened.
Just like the guy from last year said they got stuck in the propeller from a current that just pushed him into it. And they finally got out after an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think he said. But that could have possibly happened. They could be stuck inside the Titanic somewhere. The current could have pushed them way out the way to, it's like the guy said on the video, he felt like a mosquito in that propeller. That's how big it was. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy. Hit the like. I have a story about a propeller. There was a friend of the family that was, they were all hanging out and they were on like a little, floatable, behind a boat. And the cord got wrapped up in the propeller and the propeller was sucking them in towards the propeller. And it's like, an adult with like 4 kids. And he's like, oh, well, I got to like do everything I can to like save these kids. And in the process, his hand got cut off. Yeah, you have to have like a, hand. I don't know. It's just so
sharp. And if it's running, you're gonna get anything cut off that hits that thing.
For sure. And it pulls you in like in a heartbeat. You're
Yeah.
all of a sudden in the propeller, you know?
But you have to think of how massive this ship is, and you know the propeller on it has got to be massive. And
You're talking about on the submersible?
on the Titanic,
On the Titanic.
on
Okay,
the
gotcha.
Titanic, yeah, that's what they got stuck in. And could you imagine being stuck? I mean, as little as you are, and how big the propeller is, and being wedged into that, you know, the propeller itself, how scary that would be. And then this guy was scared anyway, but he didn't want to go because he's scared to death of water. But it was his job, and he was given this assignment, and he didn't want to turn the assignment down, and that's why he went. And then this happened to him, you know. And
I'm a bit naive on what's going on here. You know, I've only heard like big picture type stuff. So how many individuals were on this submersible?
5.
And was this like a kind of like a submarine type thing, or was it like a ball?
It's like a cylinder shape with a little tip. Hold on, let me show you. And I'm gonna show you the people that were on there. All right, let me show you this picture real quick. Hi, everyone coming in.
Yes, hi.
All right, so this is what it looks like.
Hit the like and sub up.
Now, he says. Join the. Oh, no. Are you not going to let me see it, bitch? Hold on 1 second. Oh, no.
Hold on, my T's a little behind. There we go.
All right.
So what are we looking at here?
This is it. This is it.
Wait,
The size of a
seeing
minivan.
like, oh, hold on. My T is still a little behind.
Can you
There
see
you
it?
go. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Ah. There.
Now, if I were to design it, I would have made. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry. I made it bigger for you. Now look at it.
Yeah, I get it. I get exactly what it is. And, you know, they had an epic failure. There should have been a ship, you know, above it. And it should have been attached by, like, the strongest cable known to man. So that no matter what, that landing gear on that little ship you got going right there, dude, if that got hooked, you can't, no matter what kind of safety features you have to like raise you up, balloons, you know, the buoyancy isn't going to like get you out of that hook. And let's say that you have no way to detach the balloons. That means that the balloons are pulling you up, which really enhances your attachment to whatever you got hooked up on. So I mean, oh my God, dude.
Look at it real quick, okay? Do y'all see my mouse?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, look at this line right here. I wonder what that is. That's a line.
That's a viewing port.
A what?
The port where it says porthole window?
No, up top, on top of it. There's a line going up.
Oh, I think it could be an antenna.
No, that's antennas in the back. I'm talking about in the front, like right where the black ends and the white begin. You see
that could be a cable?
I don't know. What does it look like to you? It looks like something.
It's hard to define because it breaks out of the picture, so you can't see if it ends, you know? But it looks like a weak-ass cable to me. I would have a dead center. You know, it would be in the middle of the structure, you know? And it would be a beefy-ass cable. I mean, they make cables that, miles. They can make miles of cable. So, I mean, this is something that you launch from a ship. It goes down independently, like a drone. And, I mean, it really, it depends on your ability to be able to manipulate it. So I don't know.
All right, let me show you the people that are. They're all aboard the
And I would
Titan.
have had it all windows. I wouldn't have been like have one little port window. I would have had that shit like all windows.
I don't know if they would have to be pressurized for a certain amount of pressure because they would definitely bust out, right?
Yeah, they could have had like a 3-inch plexiglass mold. So that's what I'm saying. If I was gonna design it, I would have a ship above, right, and I would have like basically a ball, and it would be clear. It would be like the whole thing would be clear, and it'd be huge, and you would just like drop it down and have it on this huge ass cable, where it's like I don't care what you got hooked up. You could be hooked up on the Titanic, and you would pull that up, and you would pull the Titanic with you.
All right, I'm pulling up who they are.
And I also have it like where you have like an oxygen cable that goes up also. So it's like you can't be out of, you can't run out because you're attached to the top. That would be part of my cable, would be giving them oxygen.
All right, I'm going to play this video. I think it shows the people that are on board the submersible. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I see you. I see you guys.
That's the businessman and his 19-year-old son that's aboard.
Wow.
I have never had issues with the internet and streaming until I got back to Louisiana.
Really?
Oh, no. Unmute. Unmute.
Me?
No. The video.
There you go. I see it now.
But you can't hear it. Oh my gosh.
No.
Are you kidding right now, people?
It's all good. It's entertainment.
It won't let me unmute it.
So I'm not sure who's in chat now, how many are there, but hit that like. Support Stone Gator. If you haven't subbed up, please do that. Because she's a sweet lady and she's got good content.
You need to join my.
She does not get enough views.
Damn it! I thought I got it. Okay, we're just gonna watch it, I guess. That's Titanic's greatest explorer. This is the CEO of the company that built it. I wonder if it's going to let me pause it. Well, it doesn't matter if it's paused because it's muted. All right, let's see if this other one down here will play. What it's like diving on missing submarine. Stop saying submarine. They're two different things. Oh, here we go. Okay.
When weather turns extreme, CBS
Yeah,
News
now
and
it's
the Weather
playing
Channel bring
someone.
you virtual weather technology so advanced, so real, you'll have time to get prepared.
Damn,
Hear the
hold on.
forecast, streaming on CBS News.
Hey, Laura. Bruh. Oh, look, it's right here. I don't know why it keeps opening up in a different window.
That's why we dig you. You don't give up.
This is, let me make it smart again. Oh, it is at 100. Okay, so this is Hamish Harding, chairman of Action Aviation. This is the billionaire right here. Look at his eyes. Can you guys see how blue his eyes are?
We're going to begin this hour with the race to find
yeah.
a missing sub carrying 5 people in the North Atlantic. This is very serious stuff. The Titan was reported overdue on Sunday.
It was
after
going
diving
smooth.
toward the site of the Titanic shipwreck. Shipwreck, it's pronounced. CBS News' David Pogue went on board the Titan last year for a story about the sub and the company that owns it. The name of the company is Ocean Gate Expeditions. Here's a clip from David's story.
Hi, sweet
Titan
Caroline.
is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea.
And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
So the pressure vessel is not MacGyver at all, because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
Boy, in a statement, Ocean Gate says this: they're exploring and mobilizing all options to bring the crew back safely. It went on to say that it's, quote, thankful the extensive assistance that we've received from several government agencies and deep sea companies in the search. David Pogue joins us now. David, I mean, this is just terrifying and so scary. We're all thinking about the people on board. When you heard that they were missing and there was no contact, what were your first thoughts as someone who's been there?
I mean, this entire industry, this adventure travel industry is dangerous. Going up in the rockets, visiting the volcanoes, everybody knows the risks involved. And I can tell you that these submersibles are one-offs. It's not like iPhones, there are thousands of them that they can perfect. There's one of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are certain improvised, he got the lights from Camper World. He drives the thing with an Xbox joystick game controller. So, but this is all standard in the field, and you know that it's a risk. So,
but when they first lost contact,
I lost audio.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. I didn't know if you could hear me. Hey, Unclone. Hey, Capone. Shoot, I forgot what I was saying. Let me see what. Stop the one. Oh, it doesn't start over.
contact. Why wasn't there effort to made to get to them immediately? How long was this trip supposed to last, number one?
Usually it's 10 to 12 hours. It's 2.5 hours down, a few hours at the Titanic, and then a couple hours back up. Why didn't they send the alarm sooner? I can only guess it's because things go wrong all the time in this business. The time I was there, my dive to the Titanic only lasted 37 feet down, and then it had a mechanical problem and had to be hoisted back onto the ship. That's very standard. So they probably thought, well, the comms will come back.
David, to expand on Gil's question, are there any outside bodies outside of Ocean Gate?
Gator, could you pause for a second?
To keep eyes on the sub, just in case something like this happened.
Now, are you paused?
Yeah.
Are we talking? Okay. So, wouldn't you now, if you really wanted to, make it safe, right? Wouldn't you have a secondary submersible that's overwatching? That maybe somebody wants to get like kind of daring and maybe get close and maybe get themselves in a bad position, right? And that secondary unit would be someone that could redo their air, give them water, and maybe help them out of a bad situation. This is exactly why, like when you watch, when you watch like Survivor and shit like that, right? Or maybe you're watching like these goofy ass things. They have safety divers, right? That if someone can't like swim anymore.
I get what you're saying, Dave, but how are you going open this thing for them to get it? You can't.
No, you design it that way. you design it so that you can, in a bad situation where you can't unhang them with your secondary submersible, but you can go over there and go, okay, we're giving you new air. Here's water. Here's food. You know what I mean? To where you could you have to think like a thought process of all of the safety, to where when you sell someone a ticket, they know for sure they're safe. You know what I'm saying?
There's absolutely no way that they could have put a robotic arm or anything to put anything inside of that thing while it's down that far in the ocean, because there's just no way with the pressure. There's no way that anything could go into that submersible.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that it's all about imagination and design. You know what I mean? If you're an engineer, you engineer shit that is like impenetrable. You think of every scenario. If they had to exist there for 30 days underwater, you could design it so they would survive. But they didn't. They gave them a 12-hour time frame. Come on.
It's still supposed to pop up after 24 hours.
But if they get hung up on something, that apparently was not part of the engineer's design. I mean, they pop their balloons and they're like gonna come up and just be on the top of the water. Not the case. So something went wrong. Either it was like you said, they imploded, and that means bad structural design, and it just it just popped, and everybody just died all of a sudden, or they're down there now with their last little gasps of air, and it was just a bad design. And then you have to have, like I said, safety divers kind of concept, where it's like if someone's swimming and they have a cramp or something like that, there's guys that are on you in a second to keep you alive. They didn't think that far ahead. They were cutting corners. They're getting cash, and somebody got screwed.
What they said days ago when they first started searching, I think it was, they didn't think that it was possible to even lift this thing, if they find it, out of the ocean because of the material that it's made out of. And also, I don't know if he was in the live last night, but Mab said that every time, because of the material, I forgot what it's called, that it's made out of, every time it goes down, it wears it down. And obviously, this dude, it's $1 million worth of gas just to get there and up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Gas, whatever.
But the photo you're showing right now, you definitely can see there's no cable.
Let me see. I wonder what it was in that picture. Yeah, it is. It looks like.
See it.
I wonder what this is. I don't know. I would be scared. Dude, there ain't no way in hell I would be able to get in there and just sit in there. I would absolutely have to get right out. There's absolutely no way. So this is the
You gotta be like the most unclaustrophobic mofo on the planet to get in that and go for that. I would be like, no, peace. Let you do it, bro.
So do you know this billionaire right here, missing in the whole ocean, ain't nobody can find him, and his son is going to what concert? I forgot what concert, but he went to a concert the other night with his whole dad missing in the ocean. But in the screen, I'm telling you who's in there. This is the billionaire.
Yeah, and you showed up with his son earlier.
Huh?
You showed him there was a little pairing picture with him and his son that you showed earlier.
No, that's a different person. This is him. This is the businessman, the Pakistani businessman, and his son, who is attending college in Scotland.
And they're both in there now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the Titanic explorer.
And what are you saying about the guy, the Air Force pilot looking dude? What about him?
He's the billionaire that owns he owns this big old company. I forgot the name of it. company.
But he's alive and sitting on top of the world right now.
No, he's missing in the submersibles. I don't know what sitting on top of the world is, but he's.
So you're saying that guy, that millionaire, billionaire guy, you're saying he's in there too?
Yeah, all these people I'm showing you are in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these are the 5 people in there. The billionaire, the son and father, Pakistani businessman, the Titanic explorer, and the CEO of the Ocean Gate, the company that built it. He's the pilot.
So check this out. Here's a conspiracy theory. You said that dude's a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
So let's think about like, I mean, it's really out there, right? This is some Team Rose shit.
Oh my God.
What if the the person that inherits his wealth sabotaged this expedition?
No. Don't even say that. Whatever he said, just out. Don't say that on my live.
I'm just saying. That is, when you said that, I was like, well, you got a billionaire. That's a major cash.
They're all billionaires. They're all billionaires. They paid $250,000 to just sit on the floor.
Think about that. I mean, think about like, who's inheriting their wealth as individuals. And, if you just like, let's pop the cork on this bitch when they're at the bottom of the ocean and now you inherit their wealth. I mean, it's a question.
No, it's not a question. I told you don't talk about it on here. It's not a possibility. No, I don't want to talk about it on here.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just, just kind of popped in my mind going, wow, people have done a lot worse.
No, nobody did anything to this thing. They thought they were going to see the Titanic and go right back up. That's what the plan was. Nothing sabotaged. No one sabotaged the thing. It was just a time for the people to go. And it's sad the way that they're going.
It's true. I mean, but there's conspiracies out there about like, plane crashes. Was it like legit or was it a sabotage where, it is out there. I'm sure it's going to be a thing.
Damn, I was just about to say, oh, Laura, are you in here? I watched I watched the Spirit Box session and I watched Rod's thing on here. Hi. Also, V Hard Champa, I don't know how to say your name, but I also read on Twitter that the book, The Titans, is something similar to this. No, Capone, have you? Isn't it in Arizona or New Mexico? New Mexico. Have you been there? I heard they closed it down and there's an Area 52 now.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. They're not going to close that down, dude. I mean, if they can like get that in a zeitgeist going, yeah, Area 51's closed down. We're done with that. That's bullshit. They just want people to like not pay attention anymore.
Yes. Have you read the book The Titans? Or is it a movie or something, or just a book? Me either. I'm gonna have to read a synopsis of it to see if it's anything
you want to talk about it. That Vegas alien crash. Have you like looked at that pretty clearly, or is that just kind of like a whimsical thing?
The one in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Man, I think that people was on drugs.
I don't think so.
If something unidentified crashed into your yard and 8-foot and 10-foot people that didn't look human, can't say people, they didn't look human, came out of it, you tell me you're not going to make a video or a picture, or you going to run away?
Well, okay, let me just like point in a direction where you can like look at it like, what's his name? He did it popped up on my recommendations. There was this it's popular, talks really fast. He's an actor. I can't remember his name, but you know, he brought it up, and he talks really quick, so it's really tough to when he's like has this really deep shit that he talks about. But the gist of it, he gave like the whole 911 call. He had the body cam of the police officer as that light was coming down from the sky. And, they kind of bounces it back and forth where you can see like, the light in the body cam and that same cop going, he saw it in the cam. They saw it in his eye, in their eyes. And he's talking at like where he's on like maybe 6, 7, 8 blocks away as he's talking to, while he's on some kind of like, I'm not sure why he's talking to these people, but he's like doing it, his thing as a police officer. And he even has a discussion with him going, I'm getting like butterflies, bro. Like I'm not like he doesn't want to jump in his car and race there. He's like discussing it with the public going, I don't know, man, I'm tripping out. Because he saw the light coming down, and then he gets a call from his 911 dispatch going, so 3 minutes later after he's seen the light, he's going, there's people saying that there's a alien spacecraft in their backyard, and there's like 8-foot aliens. So
and
yeah,
what is law enforcement didn't believe them, didn't just write it off as nothing because of all the lights that they've seen in the sky. However, Perplex QT that was just in here said that to her it looks like a headlight. And she's very good at distinguishing.
What's a headlight?
A headlight?
No, you're talking about that. She's saying that she thinks that it looks like a headlight from the police camera off his chest. No way, shape, or hell. That's a headlight. That shit was coming light straight from the sky, and it came down really floppy, and the light was really like the way it kind of like dispersed itself as it went down. Hell no, that's a headlight.
I don't know exactly which picture and which light it was, but I know one of the pictures she said it looks like a headlight. However, I know they had like a blue light or something, or I don't remember exactly, but law enforcement, I mean, they could be crazy too, like the people that lived in the house. But law enforcement saw the lights too. Like a lot of people saw the lights. I mean, they were actually stopping traffic on the road where the house was and asked them if they saw lights or saw anything weird. But I'm telling you, what would you do? Would you take video or picture, or would you run away?
Well, I think if you actually listen to the whole 911 call, I'm telling you right now, if you listen to it, you resonate with the person's point of view. This guy is saying there's these beings, in my backyard. They are not human. I'm telling you right now, this is not a joke. We're terrified. Their eyes are black. They're glossy, and they got big mouths. And freaking, dude, I'm telling you, man, if you look at it, God, I can't remember the guy's name that did it. Like, I mean, if you really research it and listen to the whole 911 call, listen to the body cam of the cop talking to those people, and you put it all together. I mean, the guy did like a topographical looking at the area in Nevada where this spaceship supposedly, landed, crashed or whatever. And I mean, even though it is so outlandish to think of it, but these 8-foot to 10-foot freaking aliens, one of them runs over to a cat, like a bobcat, and jumps in it and tries to drive it and shit. And then he's also saying the ship itself has a cloak where it's it's kind of invisible, like a blur. Listen, do your research and then come back to me on what you think happened.
Bro.
Oh, Russell Brand. Everyone out there right now, look at Russell Brand. Go check it out, man. I mean, I know it's laughable, but go look at what he did, because if you really want to get an idea of what exactly all of the things that were involved in this Nevada alien crash landing and shit. Now, dude, I'm I've had my history, about conspiracies, Are we still together?
Yeah, I'm about to play the call.
Oh, well, hold on a second. So, like, I tucked that all away because, I thought back in the day, it's not really like beneficial to me to be like in conspiracy realm, I mean, just for my own mental health and thinking like, 2012, the Earth's going to end and freaking like, the Mayan calendar. And, I tucked it all away. I was like, nah, you know what? Toss it away. I'm going to live for the moment. I'm going to live now. And I'm not going to like trip on like what could happen or that kind of, shady shit where it's like, get your mind wandering where you're like stressed out, But I always, in my mind, way back in the day, I'm going, the moment that when the government starts like divulging stuff and they start admitting stuff and they start like, giving up that, yeah, this is happening. That's when, in my opinion, back in those days is when aliens are going to be normal. Like as in, they exist. I've always thought they existed. I'm telling you right now, you cannot like go, okay, I'm on this earth. It's the only one that has life and freaking like, dude, I'm all about like, dude, the universe is endless. And even internally, like as a as a biological creature, like your cells are like endless going internally too. And it's like, where does it end? Either way.
Okay, Dave,
so,
let's listen to the call.
All right, let's do it. It's a like.
Oh my gosh. I definitely have YouTube Premium. I cannot stand advertisements. I think this is the call. Let me see.
Advertising
right now at 5. What exactly fell from the sky? Our 8 News Now investigators learning more about what prompted a family calling 911, saying there were aliens in their backyard. Thank you for joining us here at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. That 911 call had everyone here in the Valley talking about what this family says happened to them.
And now we're learning more about Metro's response and that fireball in the sky. 8 News Now investigator David Sharns here with new video. David?
Well, Brian, Denise, this is new video of that same streak that prompted that now viral 911 call. The 8 News Now investigators confirming Metro set up cameras at this family's home due to their concerns for their safety. That is according to a spokesperson. Today, a scientist told me these two events likely unrelated.
They got some really nice footage on that.
New video shared with the 8 News Now investigators shows something streaking through the sky on April 30th.
Oh, I'm so nervous right now.
What happened?
Humanity. That wasn't the call.
It is the police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus.
Or 2 subjects that
in my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8 foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting two large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone thought a shooting star. Then he's supposed to say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting constantly.
It was like one of my partners said they saw something fall in the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might be a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey. If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So yeah, this is quite weird, Brian was saying as we're watching this story. Now, we've been in contact with the family in that video, and as you heard in that 911 call, they seem very reasonable in military bases around this area. George Knapp covers a lot of that stuff for us.
Hey, you see that circle thing it showed? That supposedly was where it landed. They said where it landed, they had a circle thingy.
Yeah.
Let me finish playing it and.
What I'd also like to say is when someone says backyard, this was not a backyard. This was like it had like RVs. It was so large that it had RVs kind of like strewn about on the edges, you know? And so this is huge, like not huge, but I mean, it's pretty like a parking lot kind of backyard.
That's what I just noticed right here on this part of the video. You see the house and the pool, and then you see this big old parking lot looking like thing behind it. And that's where the circle thing is. Let me finish playing it.
On the 8 News Now investigators, we're showing you drone video from above that area. And we know, of course, Creech not far away, Nellis Air Force Base not far. I checked in with them. They say they are not involved at all, and we are waiting to hear from the Pentagon as well.
And you talked to these people. It seemed completely legitimate to you. And do you have any personal thoughts on maybe what it was?
Right. So it seems from talking to our sources that something happened. There was obviously some flash in the sky. A lot of people saw it that night on the night of April 30th, early in the morning on May 1st.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah, dude, again, I want to point anyone that like listens to this and wants to get like a. I'm getting echo here. My voice is echoing. So yeah, dude, that guy Russell Brand, man, go check out. Just go type in Russell Brand and like go back maybe a week or two, or when this first happened. He brought it up, and he has the full 911 call. He has the full body cam. He has also a topographical of the property where it supposedly landed, and the little ring where apparently this UFO, touched down. You know what I mean? And there was something about the way that the light came down. It was so, it kind of like, I don't know, the way it moved was really strange. And from what I heard was that the body cam guy, the body cam cop, where you see the body cam catching that light going across the sky and going down, like you could see it. It came down like I don't know, you would say a meteor, but it came down. And if I had a judge, I would go like 8 blocks, maybe 8 to 10 blocks away where it went behind the trees and shit, right? And then from what I heard, is that within 3 minutes, 911 dispatch was like all talking to the police officer and all of the police officers in the area saying, we just got a 911 call about the aliens. And he's like, he's talking at that moment when this happened, he's talking to, a call where he's sitting there and talking to these people. And he's like talking about the butterflies and how strange he felt. And you could tell the way the way that he was thinking, he was like, he was tripping balls. It wasn't like, I'm gonna jump in the car and run there. I'm not going there. I want to like discuss it with you, and what do you think? He's like biding his time to go and run at that shit. Are you with me, Gator?
Yeah, do you still hear an echo when I talk?
No, we're good. I haven't heard an echo for a while.
Okay. Okay. I think this is it.
Russell Brand, let's do it.
Yeah.
Balls to the walls. Let's do it, Stone.
All right.
Let's give those people what they want.
Keep talking through it. Hey, Gator, gonna everyone. Hey, Fun Size, thanks for being here. Talk during it periodically.
Fun Size.
I don't have to keep unmuting myself and switching screens. So periodically talk about it or something. Yeah, so I don't have to keep unmuting myself. You have to talk like every once in a while, like every so many seconds or something.
Okay, I will do that. You don't gotta ask me twice.
I know you're good at talking. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and then.
All right, 10 seconds. What's up? Hit the like. Be super kind. Subscribe. Hit the notifications. Now, if you want to really be a subscriber, hit those notifications.
Stop! You gotta let him talk. What the hell is he wearing, first of all?
I don't know. It sounds so distorted. I can't hear.
Why?
It's breaking up. Hello?
Podcasts every single day. We make this content for you. We require you to watch it, and the algorithm will keep you in mainstream media spaces rather than these independent and awakening oceans that we inhabit together right now. And if you fancy a bit of a laugh, watch Brandemic.
Why is he so into UFOs? Like, why is he wearing this outfit? Like, what is he?
He's kind of like the spiritual guru. He's a weird dude. He's a weird dude for sure.
Because when I look at him, you know what I think of? The movie Rock of Ages, where he kisses the other guy. But that's what I see. Like, I didn't know like he was some spiritualist or something like that.
He's just he's a deep thinker. But this is awesome, dude. If we can like get this like cool, this would be an awesome stream.
We'll love it. Let's get into these extraterrestrials right now, though, because if you're anything like me, you're struggling to comprehend how these stories are suddenly fair for the mainstream. Where 10 years ago, this was the preserve of conspiracy theorists and nut jobs, now it's being...
Is there an echo?
Can you mute yourself and play the live? Because I think that might clear it up.
Yes. I'm just going to have to keep unmuting myself to talk about it because obviously you don't know what you're doing. You're talking the whole freaking thing.
Oh, I get you. So you're saying, okay, hold on. Okay, I got you. So yeah, Gator, yes, you mute. I will talk.
Suggest both locally with regard to this topic, but more broadly, how does this change the way we look at reality?
It is the police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock.
Yes, we will.
Was it played on the news? Is this the right video?
It was all over the news.
Okay, hold on.
I'm Brian Loftus. A family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now.
I mean, are these false flags?
Weeks. I'm sorry. Every time I talk, I feel like it mutes. So I don't know if I'm doing it right.
You know what I told Dolly's sister Jeannie? I'm like, dude, look out for lights in the sky, and if you see one and you see UFO and you see these big old aliens, I want video and pictures, or I don't believe you.
I get you. I've seen some
a few
stuff.
years ago,
Yep.
you would not have got a news story. There are creatures walking around in their yard. The world is changing so fast. The whole recognizable world of political power is being dismantled, and we're watching on relatively normal news shows reports of extraterrestrial creatures wandering around people's yards. How are
Facts.
you taking this? Do you feel that stories like this are a distraction? Do you feel that it's true? Do you think that it's something that needs to be incorporated into our understanding of reality? And if
I think it's gonna be.
the latter is true, then doesn't it change everything?
Our David Charnes with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
It's funny that she's bothered to say that it's exclusive on that channel. Potentially, Jesus could have been an extraterrestrial sent here by God to save us, and you can only see that on Channel 8. That's no longer the priority, is it? We're reevaluating everything, all of our political systems. What's the point in having nations or continents or religions or wars when extraterrestrials are real? Only on Channel 8.
Fred, Denise, sources telling the news that when
Actually, because it was Alps, ETs, there was a Chewbacca. Did you hear me? I'm not interested.
There was Chewbacca.
Yes, yeah. Let it go. Let it go. It's awesome.
It sounded like he's saying chew tobacco.
Yeah, no, it's just priceless.
I was scared.
Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
Right?
Okay, there's
I can't believe he laughed like that. Oh my gosh. Y'all not supposed to make fun of these people. They were scared. They were terrified. They saw a UFO and aliens were scared.
They were shitting their asses out.
There's an 8-foot person. There's another one with big eyes. Where exactly are these extraterrestrials? Sort of by the garage. But where exactly by the garage? In front of the door or at the side of the garage? There's an
Okay, I know we saw this on Laura's live, but I don't remember all of this. Like, this is funny.
I wish the audio was.
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually
So there's
we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
subject. Entities, beings, extraterrestrials, monsters, if you
Subjects. Monsters, if you will.
Right? Can you imagine being that 911 call? She's like being so serious. This guy is like shitting his ass out, and she's like, "Oh, interesting."
Because they had multiple calls to 911 about this. So
Yeah, but not the eyewitness call.
No. I wonder why the UFO picked that particular parking lot. They knew that they had enough room to land in that parking lot, not in the person's backyard next to their swimming pool.
if you will.
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They're
8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. We all understand that the world of the senses is limited. We're all beginning to understand that assumptions we made about government and power are falling apart, that our history may not be what we've considered it always to be. But when you actually get into the weeds and listen to a conversation where, yeah, there's someone who's 8 foot, 9 foot, is over by the garage, he's knocked over.
What is this infatuation with the garage?
Yeah, no, he's just trying to make an example.
Over a trash can. He's coming in here. I'll handle the rest of this call. Hello, sir. Exactly where are you from? You wouldn't understand. It's like difficult to incorporate into everyday life, isn't it?
They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like.
Okay, yeah, big eyes like aliens. How jaded is the person on the end of that line? Oh yeah, big eyes, aliens, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they sound very calm and collected. Well, they sound a little bit, bothered, but yeah, I would be like screaming and stuff. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. I know you're doing this like to have a pause.
Saying what? We should live in harmony with one another, that all our distinctions and differences are meaningless, and that perhaps consciousness itself is a thread upon which all reality is strung. Yeah, all right.
Like, I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes and...
He's not scared, is he? He's got a incredible detail about, they got shiny mouths and big teeth and great razor-like... It just ain't...
Look, if they can describe it that much detail, why couldn't they take in a damn video or picture?
Dude, think. Now, just put yourself in their place. You're in shock. And I think he even says, like, when I caught eye contact with the alien or whatever, that he was frozen. Like, literally not moving. Like, it wasn't like petrified, not, It was like I don't know, like mind control, frozen.
Yo, Crime Crazy Critters went live and it says missing submarine recovered parts. Those parts are not definitely from the freaking thing, and it's not a submarine. People irritate me. Back to the video.
My dog!
And they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay, not human. Everyone's too jaded. The news is still trying to keep their model alive. The operator of the emergency call can't be bothered to listen to it. But I think what we have to seriously consider is that we have to now face that the whole human experiment is somewhat subjective. Everything that we consider to be real, our models of government, our models of nature, our models of theology.
I just want to let you know, when he talks about the government, we will not talk about the government. Dave?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Thank you.
Theology, ontology, and epistemology are all now up for question. This is what we thought we knew. This is what we now know. You can't just be, okay, bored about it, or using it as an opportunity for promo. This means you have to consider what consciousness is, what reality is. There are creatures that can travel around the galaxies standing in that bloke's yard.
Why don't we see them often enough? Like, why don't we see them, like...
I've seen them.
Where? In California? You live in California, though. I'm sure you
property. Yeah, in California, Are you still playing, or like are you pausing?
It's paused right now.
Yeah, no, I've seen, dude, there's some very strange things. So I'm like sitting in the woods, got a huge campfire going, like a bonfire, maybe 3 a.m. in the morning. And this loud noise. Such an echo.
Hey. Were you tripping on mushrooms?
No, literally like sober. Yeah, literally sober. I think I was like maybe 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there, And this loud noise comes from like from one edge of the. So this is where I'm talking about, like a still ass night where like I don't know if you guys are hearing the echoes and it's like totally annoying, but I'm hearing it.
I don't hear
it. Super still night. The air was like so still, and we're hanging out with a huge bonfire. We grabbed firewood from all over. Had a great foundation. Shit was like 4 foot tall, and my brother and I are sitting there hanging out. Hella early in the morning, like way late. and this noise comes from way far away, and it goes zoo, 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 and it comes across. We're like in a forest of pine trees.
What is that?
Huh?
What kind of noise did it make?
A zoo, 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 a zoo. It's true though, right? So it comes from hella far away, and the noise comes and goes over our heads, and like goes over our heads and goes away. And so when you look up, we couldn't see the stars anymore. We're in an area where you can see stars clear as day, like freaking like galaxy star shit, you know. And so this huge thing comes across with the noise, and it goes over our heads and away. And maybe like 30 seconds later, a huge wind comes, blows our fire over, like tossing paper plates down the hillside. The fire lays over like it's like being blown like by a huge god force of wind. And it was just weird as hell. You know what I mean? That was one of them. I've seen like in that same area. And this is near Nevada, you know, like where all that UFO shit, you know. And I've seen like lights come, like it looks like a comet coming into the Earth, but it's actually going like away from the Earth and going straight up.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, like weird, like something you've never seen in your life, where it's like going straight up. It's like freaking. I could see how they maybe rationalize it as maybe a comet or like an asteroid or whatever, like going and like nicking off the Earth and going up. But I've never seen that in my life. I've only seen like those streams coming down to Earth, never up. You know.
Sorry, I was reading something that says whale swallows 2 kayakers off California coast. Okay, sorry. I really wasn't listening to you. But listen.
You were listening to me?
Dude.
You gotta listen to me.
I need to stay live for the next 40 minutes because at 2 my time, which will be 12 your time.
Yeah.
It's 11:19 there?
My phone is broken in that corner, but let me.
Yeah, I think it is 11, 12, 1. Yeah, you're 2 hours. So in 40 minutes, they're going to have a press conference.
That's cool.
For the submersible. They're going to have a press conference. So I don't know if I should end this now and come back at 2 because we've been for 2 hours. Or, yeah, I think I'm going to do that, you guys. I think I'm going to end this one and then come back at 2 in 40 minutes. Huh?
I would say the best for a streamer, you know, in my opinion, is that you stay live. You get another computer and you keep yourself updated so that you can report on it with your peeps.
I can stream it.
Well, you know, whatever works. But I would retain your viewers, you know, and report as best you can with whatever's coming live. If there's breaking news, break it on your channel.
Okay, if you are just coming in and you saw the title Debris Found, it started at the beginning. We're just watching Russell Brand and the UFOs because 3. Dave is 3. Dave. Let's go with the video.
Up near his garage, and we're going to have to rewrite the Bible. To help us contemplate how we might alter our perspective on reality, here's an article from Daniel Pinchbeck's Substack. In recent decades, we've witnessed a profound convergence between science and mysticism, significantly informed by quantum physics.
Okay, there you go, Dave. Talk about it.
Yeah. I think that what he's kind of saying is that we have created our society and the idea of our reality as, you know, kind of in a bubble, right? So what he's pointing out is it possible that things are much bigger than what we perceive, and that there are entities out there that now are, going to be part of our reality. I mean, it's conceivable because I do believe they exist. The shit's eternal. It's like, there's many planets that can support life on many different levels, on many different millennia. So you're talking about like advanced cultures out there.
But we don't know this for a fact.
And they could have, it could be that our reality could be shook.
All right, let's go.
Many leading physicists of the 20th century espoused ideas that closely echo the insights of Eastern and Western mystics. They discussed concepts such as the...
I wonder if the UFO is bigger than the submersible.
Yes.
Submersible. Why am I saying submersible? Submersible.
Yeah, submersible, yeah. Yeah, that submersible is hella small.
Participatory nature of the universe, the mental basis for the universe, and the idea of a unified consciousness that exists prior to materialization. For example, Max Planck, the physicist and genius, wrote,
Max Planck is a genius.
regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. We cannot get behind consciousness. Everything that we talk about, everything that we regard as existing, postulates consciousness. I mention this in the current context because we live currently within a materialistic, rationalistic model. What we can measure, what we can observe, and what we can weigh. And of course, that makes a great deal of sense, doesn't it? Because when you're organizing stuff, operations, logistics, systems of politics and power, those are the most relevant data. But once you've
in the sky that night, but
separately, there are other peculiar phenomena. From a scientific perspective, that's a type of verification. It's not just one bloke in his garden seemingly describing Darth Vader. It's now
Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside in the house.
He called it a person and then said it's not human.
All right.
Has big eyes and looking at us. And it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting two large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro.
Father, please talk now. I got butterflies, bro. That's amazing. They got very casual attitude themselves.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
I can understand your cynicism and skepticism. Why? We've got 15-minute cities now. And that's why you should all stay in your house for the next 6 months. That's why we're going to make a bunch of regulations and laws that benefit some very powerful global interests. If that radical change might take place is because we introduce and
What?
Now, I would go from what he just said. If it becomes common knowledge that aliens exist and the governments acknowledge it, what will happen then?
Say that again?
His idea that governments might go, oh, you know what? We have a unified government now. Right? Whether or not this is government created or whatever, it could be like a one world government, concept.
Okay.
And consider radical new ideas. If you don't ever consider radical new ideas, nothing will change. Of course it won't, because where's the energy going to come from? It's just going to be, okay, enough of this Biden guy. Let's have Ron DeSantis. Now, have you seen that dude try to these perspectives with the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics awarded to experiments demonstrating the non-local reality of the universe, implying the integral role of consciousness in the ongoing co-creation of physical reality from quantum flux and energetic potential. Now, obviously, I don't fully understand what's meant by the information in that those experiments prove that consciousness has an integral role in the nature of reality is a jump too far. But it seems likely that the mysteries around at this point, because we need change, and we've just seen a bloke on the news saying that Alf's in his garden going through his bins.
It's more than an hour.
I cannot deal with this dude.
Alice in his garden.
Hour after that bright light, officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question.
But is God real? And if we built all of our systems around ideas that are temporary and spatial, and now all of that's like falling apart? No, I think that's a good question.
But did you guys see anything fall out of the...
Could you imagine driving down the road and then a police officer stops you and says, "Hey, I have a question. Did you see anything fall from the sky?"
Now, what he just said is a good point. If aliens are acknowledged as real, this would break down almost all religious concepts from every section on the planet that have all these different religions. This could be the thing that makes everyone go, wait, what's the point? What's going on here? You know what I mean? And it could be that a unifying factor where everyone's going, you know what? Screw, inner fighting. Screw fighting against my neighbor. Could we be dealing with something bigger and unify, people all over the planet?
Let me ask you a question. Why the two subjects that are being brought up in this alien stuff are the two subjects I refuse to talk about? Politics and religion.
But I wouldn't say like why. I would just go, it's a thing, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's really bringing back like my old thinking and going, this is fitting to what I thought would be the, how this would go down in the future. When I shut it all down and like tuck it in my little hole inside myself.
Okay, here we go.
The sky.
That's brilliant that the police, who normally have to go, "Sir, have you been drinking? Would you mind stepping out of the vehicle? Do you also believe in God and aliens and think that, like, Return of the Jedi could have been a documentary? Have you seen any Ewoks around here tonight?" It's really difficult for the police after this.
Can't say he's not funny.
No, he is hilarious. I freaking love him, but I just don't know what, like, I don't necessarily agree with what he's saying about these UFOs.
Me either, but I mean, we're breaking it up. When you're listening to this, it is it's not really clear, and he's a talker. You know what I mean? He has like, I don't know. He's got an agenda. So I mean, but a lot of what he says makes sense to me.
Of course it would to you.
Oh, to me. Talk me down there.
Like, how's he, that police officer, the next day just going to conduct a normal DUI arrest? "Sir, step out of the vehicle. Also, do you realize that you and I are just one consciousness experiencing itself in this very moment?" I did realize that. I'm pretty drunk.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
He's having like an exit.
I think the cops...
That was the cop talking.
I feel like the cops feel the need to explain why they feel this is real. Like, people are probably like, dude, this is Nevada. Weed is recreational. However, you cannot smoke it while you're working.
That's not what he's saying, though. That's not what that cop was saying.
I know. I'm just joking because
Okay,
the cop
cool.
is like freaking out, thinking this is real, asking just regular people stopping on side of the road if they saw it.
existential crisis, isn't he? He can't carry out his job with the same rigor. Sir, you are under... Actually, what right have I got to arrest anybody? I mean, where did I actually get my authority? We're just people. I'm a person. You're a person. Sir, you're free to go. But before you let me go, I should tell you, I am extremely drunk. Ah, get out of here. Drive safe now.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday.
Yeah, you're not going to get a concrete answer by Wednesday on whether there's extraterrestrial life, on whether or not the government has been suppressing information.
I'm giving you a deadline. I want to know what's going on by Wednesday. Not Thursday, Wednesday at 11:59 p.m.
About UFOs in case it brings about a radical change in consciousness. You might need Thursday, Friday.
Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone.
You see it?
Now, long gone. Now that's where the MIB pops in. The Men in Black.
So I have a question. This semicircle looking like thing that we're looking like a rainbow above this. What is this? Looking like a birdhouse thing or something like that. It wouldn't have had to land on that and smush it. I don't get it.
Let me scroll up here. No. When you look at Russell Brand's video, is this his video?
Yeah.
No. His is more of like a topographical, straight from the top, and it's more of a mappy type. It's not like an actual photo type thing.
This is his video.
I'm telling you.
Let's continue to look and see.
All right.
On within minutes. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel.
It's a sign. It's a sign. There's a young man called Angel, and on the
It's a young man named Angel. Keep going.
I can't.
Third day.
Has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage.
God, reality is being warped.
If it was so blurry, how could they describe it in such detail?
By unknown forms of camouflage. I suppose it makes sense in a way. We all know that we live in a limited understanding of reality. My models of reality and your models of reality are based on the data that we have accrued, the experiences that we've had. It's possible for each of us to undergo personal epiphanies. Even when you lose somebody you love or your heart gets broken, suddenly the world looks different. But the idea...
Multiple family members backed up the story in an initial police report we obtained. Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard.
They had the patter. We're expecting the pitter-patter of tiny feet. You mean you're having a baby? No, there's aliens all over my yard. What an evening Angel was having it. What's that in my yard? Go get a baseball bat. Oh my God.
And I'm sitting here literally about to fall off the bed laughing so much. This is freaking, I love him.
God, it's people from another dimension. Still get the baseball bat.
They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a large front loader stored.
Wait, why I never heard this anywhere else?
That's what I'm saying. It's like freaking we get bits and pieces from all over the place, which makes it discountable. But he's putting it all together. And anyone that's watching this live, go and watch Russell Brand's video straight through, and it's a trip.
I didn't have time. Video.
And Gator.
Yeah.
The image that the image I'm seeing, like where the topographical, right? You see those rings, right? Those are tracks from a vehicle. There's a smaller ring outside of those.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they're talking about.
Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining.
Stored in the yard as if trying to engage it.
They've come from outer space and they want to have a go on a front loader. Behold, the mysteries of the Milky Way, the gas lakes of Venus. Oh, fucking hell, did you see that caterpillar? Woo! What are they? Frat boy aliens from another dimension. Chug, 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 chug. Spring break!
He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths, and when he locked eyes, he was, in essence, frozen in place, couldn't move.
Telepathic, extraterrestrial, 8-foot-tall, interdimensional frat boys. I'm in.
In the middle of the yard where the object had crashed, then vanished, a circular impression was...
Oh, I see it now. I thought it was the other one. The other one that's tracks. Yes. Now, oh, I thought thing was so big. It's little.
Yeah, if you look at the RV next to it.
Yeah. Dang! It might be the size of a minivan, like that submersible. I wonder.
The RV definitely gives you a perspective.
Yeah. I guess it can only fit. It's distraction, brain scramble. They are keeping sheeple on constant distraction for some reason.
was left in the soil.
That wasn't the spacecraft. They're just doing donuts in that digger.
Donuts.
Why have they come all this way just to dick around? Then later, when we tried to use the bathroom,
it's not possible. Is that big enough for a car to be? No, they can't go around straight like that in a circle. Okay, never mind.
they put cellophane over the toilet bowls, and then I opened the door, and a bucket of water fell on my head. Those pranksters, what are they, jackass?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
A few days later, the family says, 2 Metro sergeants returned to the scene to ask follow-up questions. The family says they also saw men in suits and sunglasses driving in a car with government plates.
Here come the men in black.
Men in black. Hey, Gator.
Cruising slow.
Yeah.
Hey, before you end this live, modify your title to incorporate this UFO thing, because you're actually doing a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
Slowly past the house in the following days.
Nice, she's mental, isn't it? Like Men in Black's just a documentary now.
I am just a figment of your imagination.
Dang, I was right.
It's so ridiculous. The whole understanding of reality has got to unravel and unfold. But if that wasn't enough, meanwhile, according to explosive reporting and a subsequent clarification, the powerful internal investigative body that oversees the nation's intelligence agencies found a whistleblower's assertion that UFO-related information. So, there you are. Potentially and seemingly more than at any other time from our history, we have to consider the possibility that there are other life forms among us and beyond us. I think simultaneously we have to consider that our models of reality are in need of investigation.
Do you think that they will ever find signs of life on any other planet, like ever?
Well, I've heard asteroids have come down. They have, I don't know if you call it fungus or life, definitely life on those asteroids. So, I mean, wouldn't that say there is?
Well, I mean, if it depends on what life like and if it's able to be sustainable in the atmosphere on the planet, right?
Well, if an asteroid comes in, going through the atmosphere of the Earth, getting burned, landing on a planet, and they go to that asteroid and go, there's bacteria on this asteroid, wouldn't that say life does exist beyond our planet?
If it can stay livable on the planet.
No, if it comes in, you see shit bouncing around, that's life. It might be microscopic, but that is life.
Okay, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
the mystery of consciousness itself. And much of this, to me, points towards the potential for new systems for power, new models for life. This is taking place at a time, by coincidence, let me know in the comments if you think it's a coincidence, where our government models are failing, where our political models are failing, where our economic models are failing.
Comment below about what you feel about this UFO stuff, but please don't talk about religion or politics.
I think it's inevitable, you know.
Ecological models are failing. We're losing trust in the police. We're losing trust in justice. We're losing trust in everything, where we need new ways of living. Now, I know old 8-foot, big-eyed, hairy old Frank Sinatra, big-eyed Yeti creature from Angel's Garden's not the answer to all the world's problems.
I know it is. It's just so controversial that I just, you know what I mean? I would just rather not deal with all the different comments and stuff about it because it's so controversial, and then people get upset, and then you know what I mean. Like it's just.
I get you, Gator. But you know what? Have you paused it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you know, in our YouTube world with our true crime and our little universe, right? I get that controversy is not fun because you get haters left and right. You might, you know, people trying to like mess with you, right? But what you're doing right now is actually a service because it is, you know, it's a possibility. And I feel like if it is true, if this kind of thing is inevitably coming, I feel like people should be prepared and not be so shocked.
Oh, sorry. I was changing the title because you told me to. Let's go.
I didn't tell you to. I suggested. I am not an ordering kind of guy.
Like, God, I don't know, maybe he is. But what I think we can glean from stories of this nature is that we now have the right and perhaps the duty to consider different ways of living. Reality, as we've previously seen it, is starting to warp and fall apart. This is a
That's the problem a lot in this world is nobody wants to face reality. Nobody wants to look at it, the reality. And that's how we need to look at it because that's what's happening currently.
Yeah, I believe it's you know, if you want to protect yourself, be informed.
This is a quickening. This is a time of change. The old ideas have failed. The new ideas are being formulated. We're in a kind of meteorological moment where philosophical storms are garnering, where change is trying. That the people in charge are so much like the people that were in charge hundreds of years ago, and in the case of Joe Biden, actually are hundreds of years old. To starve and suffer elsewhere need examination. The idea that we're quibbling and quarreling and indeed warring over resources when we could be learning about new systems of energy, new systems of government, or an epochal moment that offers us the opportunity to review all of our ontological models don't really matter. You know the world is changing. You know the old systems are failing. You know that you will be a participant in the new awakening. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. Turn on the notification bell. We make these videos every day.
He is a quick talker.
They make them videos every day. Okay, 15
Smoke
minutes.
weed every day.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the press conference. It's in 15 minutes. So, hey, do me a favor, Dave. Talk while I go around and get a Diet Coke before this press conference. Can you do that for me? Can you take over the panel for me, Dave?
I got you, darling. So, we've seen a lot of stuff. You know, I don't know if the audio or the echoing was affecting you guys, but it is interesting. You can't say it's not interesting. So what I would think is, if you're like into history and a lot of these ancient aliens type shows, you know, there are stories about tall, kind of large gods that at that time, you know, back in like when they were building the pyramids and stuff, that were talked about. So could it be that way back in the day when all these pyramids were popping up all over the world, and it seemed like that there was more smarts going on than it would actually be existing at that time for the, I guess, the intellectual factors of what humans were at that time, that they could have been influenced by, yes, aliens, man. You know, I mean, if these grays, what it seems like they are as grays, and that they're, you know, between 8 and 10 foot tall, and maybe they're like stepping out of their way to be more noticed and to be more in our minds and more. I mean, there's been all these stories about like that these aliens are like intercommunicating with our governments, and that you got these underground bases where our military is like hanging out with them and stuff. This, you know, all these rumors could start coming to be, you know, true. So, you know, just wrap your head around it. And, you know, I know that religions don't really support it, and but, you know, it is possible that within 10 or 15 years, it might be normal that aliens are just like part of our lives. So I don't know. Just prepare yourself.
I'm here.
I got you, Gator.
Thank you. I'm looking for the where we can watch it.
Well, you can put that link in your chat for Russell Brand.
Thank you. I forgot. Let me do that right now.
So let's pray for those. You know, let's get some survivors on that submersible. I would hate to die that way, and I really hope that they it's a good outcome. And if aliens did exist and they were our friends, they would go down there and get them. You know, save their asses. That's how they really put their stamp on the world.
Okay, that's the link for Russell Brand's video about the UFO.
The video we watched. Yeah.
I'm still looking 10 minutes until the
8 watching. Come on. Well, my TV says 8. How many do you see?
Probably 8.
God dang.
I don't have many people in here, but you know, I was like the second person to go live about the debris in the water. But because the bigger channels went live, like some of them are just going live about it, and some of them are going around saying it's debris from the submersible, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, it's not confirmed yet, you know what I mean? Oh my God. Oh, never mind. That's the Titanic. I was about to say, are you kidding me right now?
That sounded like info. Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't ever get credit for anything, but it's okay.
So your title's good, but I would go update Nevada. I would go Nevada, or I would go Vegas. Update Vegas press release.
How about you go make a channel and put your title what you want it?
I won't do that. Hey, but you know, you like Steffers, right?
Yeah, I love Steffers.
Yeah, she was we did a thing with this creator called darn it, Lincoln Kane, right? He does like these 12-hour lives, right? Kind of a raunchy channel, but she interviewed him, and I thought it went spectacular. I mean, like to the okay of like being kind of like cool, you know. So anyone that wants to go and see something cool today, go check out Steppers, and she's awesome. And she's going through some stuff. I guess she's been getting a lot of hate, which is new to her. You've been around for a while, Gator. Yeah, she didn't really explain why, but she did kind of point out like certain people that were coming after her, and it's like freaking her out a bit. And she says also she's got some like real life things going on that are kind of combining with it, and she's emotional. But she did a really great live, and I really, 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 anyone out there that's hearing my voice, go to Steppers. Just type in Steppers, and go see her, sub her up, give her some love, and it was a great live. You won't regret it. It was good.
All right, it's almost time for the. I'm going to stream JB. I know they strike, but I can't find anywhere else. Update Las Vegas. UFO. So, all right, I'll change.
October.
I'm
You're
not
cool too. Hit the like.
What happened?
October 50 came in and gave it like a cool face, and you're cool too. Hit that like. And again, anyone out here that's gonna watch this live in the future, hit the likes and dude, sub up and hit the notifications, please, because this is a great channel. Stone Gator is a great chick, and freaking, you know what? You're missing out if you're not watching her lives.
Oh, thank you.
So it's like, it's a fact.
Yeah. Listen to him. Even though we don't agree on a lot of things, like people that we support, we can still come together and be civil. Sorry, I was reading.
So what don't we agree on, Gator?
Well, you follow people that I absolutely despise.
Despised? Do I follow people that are despised?
Despise.
Like who?
The roaches.
Oh, like you pointed out earlier.
Huh?
So you're saying Queen Bee?
Yeah. Because they constantly attack someone that I support fully, and they attack her every day, and it's not cool.
Who do you support fully? Who
Perplex
who are we
QT.
talking about? Ah, Perplex QT. Now, I'm not sure about the history. I don't watch Queen Bee's channels, her videos. Every once in a while I'll pop in, but when I do pop in, if you watch what I say, if you watch me in chat, I'm only positive. I'm only trying to quell controversy. I want everyone to get along. That's my point and objective.
You went on her panel. You went on Jones's panel, or one of them's panel.
Yes, I was on Jones's panel. Yes, I was.
Do you still follow Dolly?
Fuck yeah, I do. That's what I say in all of them. Is like, I'm not gonna stray away from where I began and the people there. I'm all about.
That's what I said. As long as you're not in there talking about me or bad mouthing me or anyone that
Never have. I've only promoted you.
Then in there?
Even in those channels, yes, for sure. I'm like going, yeah, check out this channel, check out this channel, check out Stone Gator. And I get a little shit for it, but I stand by my conviction.
Would you get shit for me?
Well, I get shit for pretty much all of them. But when I brought up like Stone but Not Alone, they actually said, "Well, hey," they kind of jumped on it. It was like going, "Well, all you Dolly fans out there that need a place to go to Stone Gator. Go to Stone but Not Alone." And I was like, "Oh, great shout out," But
They know
So-
I'm a mod for Perplex QT, so they're they don't. They're probably not gonna want you to put my channel in their chat. But go ahead and keep doing it, because if it aggravates them, continue.
I don't think it's aggravating them. I think it's actually a unifying factor.
No.
I really do. I really, at my core, I
Well,
do.
then they need to stop talking about Laura. That's just it. I mean,
you should have heard me. They were talking shit about her, and I don't know who she is. I don't watch her channel, right? But I did say when they were like going, "Oh, she's on her last legs. She's like freaking like she's like kind of like nothing," right? I was like, I don't know who she is. I don't watch her channels, but Laura, I want to let you know that freaking I support you, and you got to listen to what I say. Don't jump on me because you assume what I say, like you did when you were like going, "Hey, he was talking about paper cut on Queen Bees."
You did.
That didn't happen. That did not happen. You go and look at that live. You watch what I say, and you will see I never said anything about paper cut. When you came up there and you were like going, 100%, Dave was doing it. Right? You know what? Check my receipts. No matter what you do, at least come with facts.
I was trying to get you in trouble for going in there in the first place.
You were, and I felt like actually when I first saw it, I was going, I think Stone Gator is mad at me because I'm not promoting your channel enough.
Are you kidding me? No, Dave, I don't expect you to do that at all.
Well, that's what I do. You know what I mean? When I believe in someone, I will I'll preach to the high heavens, and you'll even see like on Stever's channel when that guy Lincoln Kane was on there, right? And he's got a crew channel. It's a crew channel, 100%. And I leave, Stever's when she ended her like interview with him, I was like going, this was her third time interviewing him, and like I was promoting his channel without really like looking at his channel, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, dude, it was like, dude, he was like, okay, let's for the fourth interview, I'm gonna come at you, Steppers. I'm gonna like dig some shit up, and I'm gonna like make it really harsh on you. And I came in on the live. I was like going, you know what, bro? You're saying that you're gonna like dig some shit up on Steppers when she's giving you softball questions, and it's like freaking. And Steppers is like, "What are you talking about, Dave? What do you have this? What?" I was like, "Why don't we like dig some shit up on him? Think really hard, Steppers. Let's like dig really deep. Let's grab him by the balls." And she's like,
hold on.
Yeah.
Press conference.
All right, go for it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today and over the past few days. This afternoon, Rear Admiral John Mauger will be providing an update on the most recent findings from ROV operations in search of the Titan submersible. He will provide a brief statement and provide the opportunity for questions after. Please limit your questions to one per outlet. Following the briefing, the Joint Information Center staff and I will be here to help you with any of your further needs. May I now please introduce May I now please introduce Rear Admiral John Mauger.
This morning, an ROV or remote operated vehicle from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the
Oh my God.
The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families. On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families. I can only imagine what this has been like for them, and I hope that this discovery provides some solace during this difficult time. Additionally, we've been in close contact with the British and French consuls general to ensure that they are fully apprised and that their concerns are being addressed. The outpouring of support in this highly complex search operation has been robust and immensely appreciated. We are grateful for the rapid mobilization of experts on the undersea search and rescue, and we thank all of the agencies and personnel for their role in the response. We're also incredibly grateful for the full spectrum of international assistance that's been provided. The ROVs will remain on scene and continue to gather information. Again, our most heartfelt condolences go out to the loved ones of the crew. We'll now take questions.
John, what other debris have you found? John, what other debris have you found?
Dave.
Yeah, darling.
This
Yeah,
was a incredibly complex case, and we're still working to develop the details for the timeline involved with this casualty and the response. And so we'll provide that information.
James Matthews from Sky News. John, what other debris have you found? And have you found any trace of those who were on it?
So this is an incredibly complex operating environment on the seafloor, over 2 miles beneath the surface. And so the remote operating vehicle has been searching, and it is highly capable. And we've been able to classify parts of the pressure chamber for the Titan submersible. Let me refer to one of my undersea experts here, Mr. Paul Hankin, to talk about the nature of some of the debris.
Thank you, Admiral. So essentially, we found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan. The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull. We then found a large debris field. Within that large debris field, we found the front end bell of the pressure hull. That was the first indication that there was a catastrophic event. Shortly thereafter, we found a second smaller debris field. Within that debris field, we found the other end of the pressure hull, the aft end bell, which was basically comprised of the totality of that pressure vessel. We continue to map the debris field, and as the Admiral said, we will do the best we can to fully map out what's down there.
Thank you very much. It's a very difficult question to ask, but it will be an important one for the families, of course. What are the prospects of recovering the bodies of the missing?
So the questions was related. I'm restating the question from the standpoint of sometimes it's hard to hear the question here. What are the prospects for recovering crew members? And so this is a incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor. and the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. And so we'll continue to work and continue to search the area down there, but I don't have an answer for prospects at this time.
Admiral, it's Tom Costello at NBC News. Is there any suggestion, any suggestion at all that the sub itself collided with the wreckage of Titanic, or that instead it might have imploded above the wreckage and then rained down nearby?
So the question was, is there any question as to whether or not the sub collided with the Titanic or whether it imploded above and debris field created from that? So the location of the Titan submersible was in an area that was approximately 1,600 feet from the wreck of the Titanic. I have an expert here that is familiar with that area and can talk about the debris field and what the debris field indicates in terms of where the casualty may have occurred.
Wait, let's get the expert voice, please. Hang on a second.
Gator, could you pause?
Voice is coming up to answer the question.
Thank you, Admiral. So the question is, where does the wreck lie in relation to the Titanic? I didn't hear the Admiral's answer. I think 1,600 feet. Is that correct, Admiral? Yep.
What's up?
Hey. I just was thinking, like, how could you not design it so that the people on board were in 100% streaming communication with the surface? How could you design this to not be able to communicate readily with the outer world? That's pathetic.
Okay, we already talked about that. I'm playing it.
Did we?
So that's off the bow of Titanic. It's in an area where there is not any debris of Titanic. It is a smooth bottom. There, to my knowledge, and anything I've seen, there's no Titanic wreckage in that area. And again, 200 plus meters from the bow, and consistent with the location of last communication for an implosion in the water column. And the size of the debris field is consistent with that implosion in the water column.
Admiral, if I can ask you a question, in terms of the timing here, you say that this was a catastrophic implosion. And I know it's early on, but is it your estimation that this happened right at the moment when they lost contact, an hour and 45 minutes after their descent?
So the question was about the timing of the catastrophic implosion. Right now, it is too early to tell with that. We know that as we've been prosecuting this search over the course of the last 72 hours and beyond, that we've had sonar buoys in the water nearly continuously and have not detected any catastrophic events when those sonar buoys have been in the water. So,
Admiral, can you just...
So we will. The question was, what happens from here? What's the next phase? And so right now, again, our thoughts are with the families and making sure that they have an understanding as best as we can provide of what happened and begin to find some closure. In terms of the large process, we're going to continue to investigate the site of the debris field. And then I know that there's also a lot of questions about how, why, and when did this happen. And so, those are questions that we will collect as much information as we can on now, while the governments are meeting and discussing, what an investigation of this nature of a casualty might look like. This is something that happened. I'll just remind everybody. This is something that happened in a remote portion of the ocean with people from several different countries around the world. And so it is a complex case to work through, but I'm confident that those questions will begin to get answered.
Will the Coast Guard lead the investigation?
Suggestion that time factors, speed, anything could have prevented this or saved 5 people on board, or is this quite simply a catastrophe?
The question was there any suggestion that time factors may have played a role or a consideration in the casualty here? And so the debris field is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. Again, while we were prosecuting the search, we had listening devices in the water throughout and did not hear any signs of catastrophic failure from those. And so we're going to continue to investigate, or we're going to continue to document the information there and understand based on all the information we have, the timeline.
Admiral, can I ask you, Admiral?
So the question was, what are the resources required for the investigation and which ships will be pulling out and staying in? And so it's too early for me to talk about an investigation. That's a decision that's going to be taken outside of the search and efforts that I was leading. But we do have a number of vessels. We have 9 vessels on the scene right now. We had medical personnel on scene. We had other technicians on scene. And so we will begin to demobilize personnel and vessels from the scene over the course of the next 24 hours. But we're going to continue remote operations on the seafloor. And I don't have a timeline for when we would intend to stop remote operations on the seafloor at this point.
As a result of this, do you think there should be changes in the way these are safety rated or inspected so that this won't happen again?
Yeah, the question was essentially about, do you think that there should be changes in safety ratings or inspection for these standards? I know that there's a lot of questions about why, how, when this happened, and the members of the Unified Command, have those questions too, as professionals and experts that work in this environment. And this is an incredibly difficult and dangerous environment to work in out there. But those questions about the regulations that apply and the standards, that's going to be, I'm sure, focus of future review. Right now, we're focused on documenting the scene and continuing the subfloor.
We don't know the timing here, but there was the banging noises yesterday that redirected and deployed the ROVs to this area. Is there anything conclusive in those noises, and did that redirection and the finding this debris field today all help?
So throughout the search efforts, we reacted to the information that we had available to us. And while we continue to send it off for deeper analysis, again, really complex operating environment for us to work in. Let me check with the experts, but there doesn't appear to be any connection between the noises and the location on the seafloor. Again, this was a catastrophic implosion of the vessel, which would have generated a significant broadband sound down there that the sonar buoys would have picked up.
Admiral, you mentioned closure. Admiral, you mentioned closure for the families. Admiral, can I just ask you about your comment regarding the families?
And also, were all of the assets involved moved as swiftly as possible to the area? Like, was any help turned away as some lawmakers have said?
This was a incredibly complex operation, and we were able to mobilize an immense amount of gear to the site in just a really remarkable amount of time, given the fact that we started without any sort of vessel response plan for this or any sort of pre-stage resources. And so the equipment that was brought on site this morning that we were using was a pelagic ROV capable of operating at 6,000 meters, cameras, sonar, other articulating arms and resources on it. And it, we had to transport it here through C-17 aircraft. This is 2 aircraft that it took to get this up here. And so we've really had the right gear on site and worked as swiftly as possible to bring all of the capabilities that we had to bear to this search and rescue effort. And it was just a huge international and interagency effort to make this happen. So I'm really grateful for all of the responders that came out to support this and really search for the vessel. It is a difficult day for all of us, and it's especially difficult for the families, and our thoughts are with the families today. But this was an immense support, and we had the right gear on the bottom to find it.
Admiral, you mentioned Admiral.
Will you attempt to recover the bodies? Can we ask you the victims? Will they be recovered?
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this afternoon. There are no future planned press conferences. Updates will be shared to the USCG Northeast Twitter page, and our staff will be available to take down any questions following this. Thank you.
I guess Dave dropped down. Thanks for coming up. So there we have it, guys. The debris was from the Titan, the submersible that was missing. I would just like to say rest in peace to the 5 people that were on board. And you guys pray for the family and friends of these people. Yes, Jimmy, that is one thing that I am thankful for, is that it was instant and they didn't suffer. They didn't have to suffocate with no air and, no water. They didn't have to deal with all that. And that, even though it's such a tragedy, at least they didn't have to suffer. And that's a positive note on the situation. I just ask that you guys, if you pray, if you believe in God, please do so for this family, for these victims. I know that it was crazy to go down there in the submersible. I understand that. I understand that it wasn't I understand all of that. All the things that went wrong could have gone wrong. But now in reality, it's happened. So all we can do is pray for them, send them positive vibes. There will be no more press conferences. I cannot comprehend how anyone would think this possible. This is the 3rd trip that it's made down there. 2021, they went down there, they came up. 2022, they went down there, got stuck in the propeller, but was able to come back up. Trip 3, this is what happened. I guess we'll have to just follow the United States Coast Guard for more updates. If they update us more on anything, and then we will find out. In my opinion, they won't ever find these bodies. If they're finding pieces of the submersible, I'm sure there's pieces of bodies somewhere gone, floating away, or not floating away, but you know, going along with the current. It's really a sad situation, you guys. No one wanted this ending, but we knew it was a possibility, and that we had to put it in the back of our minds that, where'd you go? Okay, I guess Dave's coming back up, you guys. I've been live for over 3 hours. And don't forget, I will be live tonight with the dad that killed his freaking 3 kids. What's his name? Dorman? I don't know how to say it. And Miranda Barbour. I don't know how to say none of their names. I'm going live about them tonight. Where are you, Dave? I don't want to stay live too much longer. I need to go smoke. How is it taking you so long to come up? You guys, when I was listening to the press conference, like my whole body, my whole body was just like shivering, like, I don't know, it's just like inside, like I guess hearing it is different than thinking about it in your head, hearing it for a fact. Oh, Dave. Get premium, that's all I can tell you. I'm getting off, Dave. Come back tonight. 6 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock your time. Come back tonight and you can come on panel and talk about these people. The father that killed his 3 kids and Miranda Barbour, possible serial killer. I'll see you guys tonight. Thank you for watching with me. And y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all tonight.